formed against me shall prosper. Oh, it won't work.
No weapon
formed against me. Give me that ad-lib again.
No weapon.
One more time.
No weapon.
One more time.
No weapon.
Who the fuck y'all hoes?
Okay, the facts are back.
So who the fuck y'all hoes think it was, bitch, or what time of day it was? Okay.
You gotta understand that this is a community-based project. We're not getting any funding from the government. I seen bitches out there talking about, wait till Trump hears about this. Trump can suck my dick.
I gotta wait till Tuesday, okay. Oh my God. I just need to keep hearing that right there. Hey, you are awesomely awesome. And you're the best. You're the best blessed. Just hell. I can't even sound, you know what to say.
Had a vision for 20 in the morning, thinking of my little sister said morning. Struggling with realities, no maladies, holidays ain't the same, everything's changed. No Bowie, no Prince, and no Michael, no Andre Crouch and the Disciples, no Walter, Edwin or Derek Lee, no Whitney, no George Michael. Toys R Us gone bankrupt. Damn, they guitar city went bankrupt. Everything from my childhood's missing, man. Man, I swear it's such a fucked up feeling, man. I'm not mad, it's a simple observation. And I'm not sad, but it's not a celebration. I'm just trying to put the pieces back together, man. Everything's falling through my fingers like sand. It seems a tighter that I'm gripping. It seems more that I am slipping. I feel like I lost everything I love. And where's this alleged agape love? In churches ain't the same. Gospel music just ain't the same. R&B it just ain't the same. But y'all keep telling me it's the same. But I ain't feeling nothing, damn it. And I don't wanna reach up and grab it. Shots fired, get to ducking. Always knew they were up to something. This ain't no future when you're frontin'. And y'all know you still out here, fool. I'm not a baby, bro, I'm grown. Don't leave me standing out here alone. That's why I wrote this song. Because I know I'm not alone. What are we out here doing? What are we out here saying? People don't care no more. So fuck it, I don't care no more. If this is too much for you to handle, I was always too much to handle. There ain't nothing new about me. You don't want authenticity. You don't want sincerity. 2020 brought me clarity. Now I see who
hit for the team. Took a bullet for the dream that we would one day all be free, free from prejudice, free from sexism, free from bigotry. I die for creativity. I die for freedom to be free. I died and left a legacy. Oh, but baby, I'm still live through technology. After the sun, comes the rain. And after the storm, the sun will start shining. What tears of pain, and tears of pain, and tears of pain, and a dash of struggle. Just be patient. Your destiny will manifest. Yes, falls in the sea.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I told y'all that I would be back. It was just gonna take me a little bit of time. No shade. I was not intending for this to be a late night live, but damn it, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So technically, we're gonna be entering into the second day of Pride. Okay? Swallow my pride, baby. And Amir Odom did not miss, baby. He made sure to participate in trying to smear and to murky the waters of information in reference to queer activists. And no shade, we're going to react to said video because he has some clips of trans people, those that are drag queens. No shade, misappropriating funds, going through legal battles on a large public scale, and again, focusing on certain trans people as if though, again, those people speak for everybody. And these are people who talk about being individuals. Well, allow them to be their own individuals and be your own individual. And I need for a certain particular party to actually get to know people individually as opposed to participating in the herd mentality, which got us in the fucking shit that we're in today as a country. Okay? With that being said, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We are back. We are back. We are back. Shout out to IG. Okay? Blessing Leprechaun. Okay? In the PayPal, I was able to re-up on some herbs. So shout out to him. If he comes by, it will be dope. Depending on how many people are going to be in the chat, and if a certain amount of group or number of people want to, I might drop the link because I know IG said that he wanted to possibly get the link. And it's dope having conversations with IG. No shade. And again, anybody who smoke herb, girl, you my friend. You is my friend. Okay? Can you hear me? Do I sound clear? Is my microphone too low? Let me know. And are you still in here, Deshaun? Because I think Deshaun's the only one in here. So. But yeah, shout out to him. I'm about to manifest some damn herb deals and brands in my ish, okay? This live is brought to you by Diamond Cut Farms. Okay, Diamond Cut Farms. They be doing shit, girl. Diamond Cut Farms, girl. Can you see it? Oh, you can't, girl, because it's not there. We go. Diamond Cut. Okay. It is all flour, 1 gram pre-rolls. I like pre-rolls. They're cheaper, girl. No shade. And they're already ready for you. So, no shade. This one is called Garlic Cocktail, which is very interesting. And it's an indica hybrid, which I prefer sativas over hybrids. Over indica. But we gonna rock what we got. Okay? No shade. But can you hear me though, Deshaun? Are we good? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me back there? Can you hear me? Are we good? Okay, no shade. We're going to kind of get into it a little bit tonight. I feel like one of them old school singers. We get into this stuff tonight. They be doing this shit here. Tonight. But yes, tonight we're going to get into some commentary. Okay, you hear my hot voice. Okay, I didn't ask if it was hot, girl. I was asking, you hear the voice. I'm glad you in the shower, and I hope it's a cold one to soothe all the burning passions that you have. It's cool though. It's cool. But again, shout out to Amir Odom. He starts off Pride Month with the video entitled "How LGBT Activists Are Destroying or have destroyed at this damn point, according to him, the LGBTQ plus community." And then there are certain people that are put on the thumbnail to, again, I guess from the ignorant people's perspective, girl, represent the entire community, when really they're just scapegoats to use that one person to have a blanketed term over a group of people. But then when we do it to them, it's a problem, it's an issue. No, Miss Mamas, it goes back and forth and forth and back. We can be equal with this shit, or we can have the mirror experience. What do you want? Which is why on my thumbnail, I have activists, of course, from the past. We have to honor them, the legacy that they laid before us. And I don't even have everybody on the thumbnail. There are other activists from the 60s and 70s and probably before then that I'm not even knowledgeable of, that have contributed to the evolution, the growth, the awareness of queer representation as a part of the human experience. And I also have people on there that are modern day activists. Because again, I don't mind us bringing forth the problems and the issues that we have, but let's also talk about solutions, not just complain about shit. But again, I don't get paid for this. I rarely get Cash Apps or PayPals, so I'm doing this for real. I don't have an incentive. No shit, I do have an incentive. The incentive is to network and to connect with community, because that's what we're going to need today, especially in this social climate that we're in now. Okay? I just want to state that. But before we get into the video, y'all know what we have to do. Boom, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use. Tips to balance in favor of fair use. All the videos, songs, images, and graphics used in this live belong to their respective owners, and BubzDaGawd does not claim any rights over them. I'm just here to break y'all shit up and give commentary over it just like y'all do. I just tend to slow cook on that ass. No shade. No shade. So with that being said, girl, let me go ahead and downsize myself, and we're going to get into the video. Let me go ahead and change my background music, because y'all know I like to have background music playing while my lives and videos are, because music helps to get the message across to your subconscious mind, girl. And that's where the fucking fear and all that other shit lives in. So let's go ahead and work on that, okay? Put my music back up. I understand that this is probably going to be a replay live, which is okay, because I'm a little bit late. So it is what it is, but we're still going to get through with this commentary. No shade. Let's get into the video. And again, don't be trying to strike my shit. You was using other people's shit in your commentary, even though it's clips, you still using their intellectual property. Did you ask them, or are you transforming it? So allow people to transform your content, just like I'm going to allow people to transform mine. But at least over here, we're watching the entire thing instead of just chopped up clips. No shade. Let's get in.
Even I understand why people can't stand us.
My cake pops are gone.
This is straight up lies.
Patagonia, the clothing brand, yeah, they're suing a drag queen named Patty Gonia. Lily Tino, again, is at the center of another Disney controversy. And then you remember Dylan Mulvaney? Yeah, that Bud Light partnership, that whole ordeal became one of the biggest LGBTQ/brand controversies in recent history. There's a clear pattern here, and that's exactly what we'll be getting into in this video. We're gonna be talking about some of these controversial figures and how they become the face of the LGBTQ community, and ultimately how these activists are doing more harm than good when it pertains to the LGBTQ community, and how just regular schmegular gays out there are being seen. So if you like this kind of honest, real content, I want to let you know that you are not alone, and you're not a bigot for having any of the views that we're going through in this video. So if you like this kind of honest, real commentary, be sure to subscribe. Let's get right into this video. video.
My cake
Honest,
pops
real
are
commentary.
gone, incinerated, but the bag that held them is still intact. And I could have had the bag removed, but I didn't, because it's useful later on when I'm converting my marshmallow wand into a marshmallow tunnel.
This person, Lily Tino, is a proud LGBTQ activist that talks a lot about trans issues, gay issues, and educating people on like gender reassignment surgery, but for some reason, always at Disney World in front of children and around children, and it is so just depraved and disgusting. And not only that, they also rank all of the bathrooms in Disney World, Disneyland, and they go through all the bathrooms, they take pictures, and it's just, again, it's a prime reason why there's a lot of people out there that do not like anything related to the trans community or LGBTQ community at large. And all the antics, everything that they're recording and that they're doing, all that this does is make everyday regular people, straight, gay, doesn't matter, dislike the trans community and the LGBTQ community at large. And you know it's bad when your own side is even calling you out.
You also asked me why it's wrong to talk about genitalia at Disneyland, because genitalia is a place predominantly for children.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
Have
It
you ever
absolutely is.
heard, like, literally, the word Disney adults? It's a whole...
Why is Disney Kids not a thing? Because it's already by default a place for kids.
Dean, that was a good one. That's Dean Withers, very prominent left-wing Gen Z content creator. I don't agree with everything that man says. I don't, but this was a good clip, which is kind of ironic because if I were to say things like that, I get called transphobic, but he's allowed to call out his own people, which I'm glad he's doing, but I do find it interesting. But Dean Withers actually did an interview with Lily Tino through TikTok Live, and it was a great video, and it's really dissecting and explaining, hey, here's why there's a lot of your allies, people on the left, trans community, that dislike what you're doing and how you are making more harm than good. Yes, you feel like you're educating people. Yes, you feel like you're providing a lot of value to the world about gender reassignment surgery and pronouns and the whole nine. That's just not the case. Lily Tino is one of the most prominent people out there that have made people, again, literally despise the LGBTQ community and despise people who, like, make it their goal and their mission to go sit down at restaurants and claim servers and just, like, whine and try to get servers fired for misgendering them when they're out there looking like this. Why are you in Disney World stuffing your face with like phallic objects? Do you really think that's aiding anything to the LGBTQ community and your activism that you say that you're trying to do? No. This is just one example why LGBTQ activists are doing more harm than good.
I bet you.
Now, before we go forward, again, I was going to do a live, probably I might do it during Pride, reacting to Dean Withers and Lily Tino's interaction on the Dean Withers show, and from what I just learned from the video on a TikTok Live, if I can find it, just to break down the understanding, because again, there's a gray area in the middle of it. From an optics standpoint, because we are still trying to acquiesce to what the fuck heterosexual people want from us, yes, it looks bad, because this person is talking about gender reassignment surgery. Because this person is trans, but doesn't look passable like Miss Blair White, it's a problem, it's an issue, and then it paints the entire trans community in a bad light. I had a conversation with somebody on the phone before I did this live, and we were watching the video together, and I can understand the perspective of like, you shouldn't do that because that is an area where children are at. And you know what? I can even understand that. I can definitely understand that from, again, optics standpoint. I can definitely understand that. I can even understand it more if his mama said, here's my dick, y'all, and they're going to turn it into a, you'll see, girl, and we're going to do this and do that or whatever. Now, again, that Lily Tino reminds me of them drama club people. I was friends with drama club people. I was friends with the weird motherfuckers. I was friends with the misfits. Okay? So yes, there's going to be some people that's going to go to these places, dress how they dress. Just like how there are people that go to the store, go to motherfucking Disney World and shit like that in pajamas or dirty ass clothes, or walking around, in Lily Tino's case, looking like a trans Jeepers Creepers in this bitch because of the boots and shit. We understand that and we get that. But where's the objective harm? Now again, Dean Withers, I can understand as far as the optics. Do you think this makes the trans community look good? Bitch, maybe some hoes is tired of tap dancing and performing for people who gonna fuck them up anyway. And like Sunky Angel said in her song, What Agenda? Damned if I do and damned if I don't. If I play by the rules, you still harass me. If I don't play by the rules, you still harass me. So damn, if I'm damned if I do or I don't, I might as well fucking do it because I only got one life to live. Secondly, if it was such a problem and an issue, wouldn't Disney get her ass barred and banned from there? From what y'all saying, matter of fact, let me check and see real quick. Let me not be Blair White. Girl, let me fact check for myself because I got my phone on me. Give me 1 second. Make sure I hit that like button. What's the bitch name again? What's the girl name? I just said her name and I lost it right then and there, girl, because I'm looking at this face on the screen, girl. Lily Tino. Banned from. Let's see. It says there is no official public confirmation that Lily Tino has been permanently banned by Disney World. Okay. However, Tino served severe backlash, legal threats, and widespread petitions calling for a ban following controversial filming incidents inside women's restrooms. So, no shade, motherfucking Disney has not even done anything about it. So, the same people that y'all say that the land is for the kids and shit like that, let's not forget there are grown-ass adults who love Disney. Hell, my sister got proposed to at Disney World. Okay? And let's not, again, talk about the romance and the sexual innuendo that's already in the children's shows. Secondly, were there children around her that were hearing it? Was there a mom looking there like, literally, I'm sitting here with my child and this person comes over and starts talking about getting their penis cut in front of my child and asking my child, do they want theirs cut? But again, because of the optics, I can understand that. So with that being said, just to play the game with you hoes, okay, Miss Mamas, we gonna hold Miss Lily Tino accountable. I still have to do more research on this for myself, because again, like you said in the video with Blair White earlier today, or yesterday, shall I say, technically, don't just take my word for it, educate yourself. But for the sake of the conversation, girl, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, boom, hold Miss Mamas accountable for what she's doing. And if we're gonna be all the way for real with that, that is a white woman. This video is nothing. This video is really showing a black motherfucker showing us what's happening in the white queer world. Because in the black community, girl, we don't know these hoes. We don't know them. Deshaun, DJ The Truth TV, Queen Spicy, because I know you be watching some gay shit too, be gagging me a little bit. Do y'all know these people? No, I don't know them. So just like how you said these people don't speak for the totality of the community, then I'm gonna need for you to stop doing the exact same thing for these people. Well, Bubs, you kind of do the same thing. You kind of do the same thing with Christians. You kind of do the same thing. Oh, I make a distinction between who I'm talking about when it comes down to Christians. And again, I'm more so talking about the system that beats down on people, that forces them to be Christian and to be performative. When behind closed doors, when man ain't watching but God is, oh, it's a different tune. It's a lot of shit in the dark. No wonder people are afraid of it, because you might find some truth in that bitch. No shade. DJ The Truth said, hell no. Deshaun said, don't know them at all. I don't know none of these people. But again, no shade. We're gonna be objective and we're gonna hold them accountable. Lily Tino, that's not cool. That is not cool. That is not cool. We're going to play along with the narrative. That's not cool. That's not cool. Even though there was no objective harm, even though Disney themselves did not ban them, and even taking pictures in the bathroom, this bitch was looking weird as hell in the bathroom. In the bathroom. Was there a woman coming out the bathroom, girl? Was she under the damn thing looking underneath and filming like a pervert would? No. And on top of that, maybe she on her Karen shit. Oh my God, these bathrooms are nasty. Oh my God, these bathrooms are disgusting. Oh my God, who do I have to call? Who do I have to call? I can't even talk, bitch. Who do I have to call, girl? I am a white woman in America. And I'm going to write a letter. She's ranking the bathrooms. Now, if she was just over there in the women's room or just open up the door talking about, and it's so great to be a woman and just look at us both pissing in the toilet, then I can understand it being like, oh my God. But where's the objective harm that is happening? But despite all that, Lily Tino, that's wrong. And there needs to be a conversation, and no shade, there probably is a conversation because she ended up talking to Dean Withers, and Dean Withers is very good at communicating. Even though he's able to talk very fast without stuttering, I hope to reach that level of speaking, okay? But I appreciate his perspective, and he is a younger content creator that is actually out here doing the research and the work and studying to show themselves approved, not just regurgitating bullshit that they heard from a pulpit. No shade. Anyway, let's continue.
Didn't know that Kurt Cobain was probably trans.
What the actual even know what trans is? I think even the they-thems agree with me at this point. People like you are literally ruining the entire trans movement. And even I understand why people can't stand us. You're the first to point fingers at people misgendering you, but yet you're sitting on camera claiming a famous celebrity that you've never met, who's dead, is trans. I'm so disgusted and frankly sorry for how we as a community have let these goblins become the face of our movement.
Yep. Even the trans community is calling you out. Even some of the they-thems are like, no, this ain't it. Even like when I was pulling these clips, the most recent Disney video, Honey Balenciaga, who's like this very famous like Vogue dancer person, always on tour with Beyonce, was in the comments like, this is not it. Like, this is kind of odd that you're doing this at Disney. The most feminine of the feminine gays are calling you out. The most tranny of the trans are calling you out. That highlights how bad this has gotten. And for some reason, it's not clicking to them. It's so frustrating. It is. That's why this platform exists. I call it different things. I talk about a wide variety of topics, so be sure to subscribe. But I mean, I'm glad there's other trans creators that are highlighting this as to be a problem, saying, hey, I don't claim this person, I'm not liking this. And we need more of that. Not to say that this is bigoted or hateful, but that, hey, we have to call this out because they're trying to speak on behalf of the entire LGBTQ community, and we can't have that.
The first thing
You know what? I'm having an epiphany. And again, I'm not perfect. I am not beyond reproach, baby. I'm about to spark up. And no shade. Y'all should too. Because, baby, like CTV said, baby, you're going to need some sort of help. And I'd rather choose help that's from the earth than that man-made shit. Listen. What is happening in the queer community is that we are still trying to gain acceptance from straight people. Why do we need that? Why do we need that? And we have spent this entire time, even with the civil rights movement and the queer liberation movement and the women's liberation movement, they had to do that because they just want to exist. That's it. But you have people creating narratives about them because of how the fuck something looks. The optics of it. I'm going to submit to, again, Amir with these white trans people who maybe speak for the white trans community. They don't speak for me. I know that for a fact. Because again, we didn't elect any of these individuals to do a motherfucking thing. No shade. So because you are in the motherfucking never-ending midnight sun with your man and with your man because you with your man in the goddamn deep south, get a long stroke deep, girl, with the Yorkie outside barking, girl, because she got to go use the bathroom. Yeah, You're reporting on what's happening in that sphere, and then there are no shade, I was right, millions of people over your 49 videos about the queer community that are believing your perspective and are saying, I told you those trans people are crazy. Look at Lily Tino. Look at all these other weird trans people who are their own individual people. They are judging these people and then blanketing all other trans existence with that, which is why you have these people who are quote unquote regular gays coming out, speaking out, saying, I'm not like that. They don't give a fuck whether you like that or not. They see you as that. They see you as that. Because if that wasn't the case, you wouldn't be up here talking about it. There's been a steep decline, Yeah. And hello, when certain groups or regimes were working to get into positions of power like they are now, hell yeah, the hate train was going to happen. It came out of nowhere. Christian nationalism came out of nowhere. Anti-trans, anti-queer shit, anti-black shit came out of nowhere. And you know why it came out of nowhere? Because when the universe was trying to get America's attention by sitting it the fuck down, by giving it Miss 19 girl and having us in 40 days and 40 nights of bullshit, there was all this focus on black lives now. There was focus on queer liberation, trans liberation, women's liberation, anti-war, the same shit that Bayard Rustin and Marsha P. Johnson and those before them went through. We're going through the same fucking cycle. And now this nigga is getting paid heavily to spread misinformation and disinformation. If Amir was sitting here saying, hey, queer community, particularly you white gays, because you know you don't like the white twinks, girl. They got a problem with you. Okay, white twinks, stop sniffing poppers and focus on these motherfuckers over here. But at the same time, you can say, hey, black people, we see that there are black activists. And when black activists do shit, yes, it helps black people, but it's not just black people. Look at how America was built. America was built off the backs of black people. The entertainment industry built off the backs of black people. We sit up here and do gospel really well to where white people say, no, fuck that shit. We're going to have to put some guitars and some strings and slow this bitch down. Because, baby, y'all runs are doing too much. That sound more that African shit. We don't want that. We want the more controlled-ish. Which is why at the end of this video, I'm going to give y'all some tea and we're going to have a history lesson like we in school about not just the activists before us, and I'm only just naming 2 when there were more than that. And I want y'all to drop the names in the comments as well. And then also modern queer activists. And yes, I'm going to highlight the trans ones. The ones that have been putting in the work. And if you want to vet them, you can go ahead and vet them for yourselves. They're not getting no summons sent to them. They're not being served. You've been served and having a bitch run off. No. Because there are queer people that can do things right in decency and in order. And we're going to, again, learn more about that. And I want to know what the fuck Amir Odom has done for the queer community. And I'm talking about the overall community, meaning all of us. What have you done for us? Please let me know. Santana is a good debater also. I don't know. You talking about Saucy Santana? Self-hatred and internalized homophobia. Send me Santana because I do like Dean and Parker, and I also like, I be saying his name wrong. It's not Jovan. I think it's Jovi. I feel bad. I have to really learn his name. But Mr. Bradley, I watch his shit a lot. It'd be interesting to me, just the conversation that people be having. They'd be like, whoa, bro. And hopefully it would be dope to have a conversation with him. No shade. I feel like it would be fun. And he kind of reminds me of like one of my childhood friends. No shade. But anyway, let's continue.
I found is this person saying,
off the bat, before we get into this next person, before we talk about this whole topic, I want us to look at this screen grab. What do you see? Does a brand stick out to you? Because I know for me, up there in that corner, that looks like a Patagonia sticker, like the clothing brand. It's not. It's the drag queen sticker, it's the drag queen's name, and it's this drag queen, Patagonia, that Patagonia that is causing a lot of controversy and is currently getting sued by the clothing brand. And to be fair, this Patagonia drag queen person, they're not like this little drag queen that's in person in Patagonia. No, they're actually a really big deal. Patagonia is the drag persona of Win Wiley, who's an environmental activist who mixes drag queen and then LGBTQ activists and then outdoorsy stuff all together. They've built a massive platform about making outdoors more gay, more LGBTQ accepting, which that's a whole topic in its own ordeal. But with that being said, they have raised like millions worth of funds for nonprofits. So there is real work here. I'm not going to discredit that person. I'm glad that they're pouring into these national parks and they're doing their due diligence to raise money. However, that what makes this a whole bigger conversation, because Patagonia is not just some random drag queen, some random performer now. No, it's an entity, it's a business, it's an activist brand, and now it's an activist brand that's in legal battle.
And Patty started selling apparel, then started a business, then filed trademark applications for the exclusive use of Patagonia in apparel and environmental advocacy.
We're gonna get into Patty's response, but that's important. That's the CEO of Patagonia saying, hey, we low-key were chill, and it's apparent they were chill for years now, up until Patagonia decided to get legal and file trademarks and like do the most in association with Patagonia's brand, and you can't do that.
This is really a problem.
Lies. This is straight up lies, because the first time we heard from Patagonia after filing our trademark application was 4 months later, when their internal lawyer emailed to say that Patagonia had filed the lawsuit against me for trademark infringement.
Why would you even try to file that in the first place? Because there's other drag queens with these kinds of names like Jan Sport, Trixie Mattel, but they didn't file trademarks. They weren't like, they weren't being dumb. Even Trixie, when Trixie started to blow up, Trixie was like really leaving the Mattel name behind. It's going by Trixie, legally by Trixie, or the brand by Trixie. But you are literally trying to like coin Patagonia as an outdoors brand. You can't do that.
So there was no conversation, not because I wasn't willing to have it, but because Patagonia, you never reached out. You blindsided us. So I'll tell you what's really going on here. Either you, Ryan Geller, CEO of Patagonia, are lying to the public, or the people under you are lying directly to your face.
I just can't stand a catty entitled gay. I just can't. I can't. Like, what is this?
Speaking of trademarks, not only did I submit my trademark to the US Patent and Trademark Office, but it passed the first step, and the examining attorney found it, and I quote, not confusingly similar to Patagonia's mark.
I feel like a lot of LGBTQ people, they feel like they're untouchable. They feel like just when they get one pass, they can do whatever the hell they want, when probably Patagonia's like, I'm gonna fight this and everything else because this is ridiculous. We all saw that first sticker. We see this brand. We see what they're trying to portray. Even this person knows what they're doing. It's fraudulent. It's phony, and it's not good. And this is crazy that it's all happening literally right now.
Patagonia, from the beginning, all I've wanted is peace. And I don't think you're entitled to what I'm about to do, and you certainly don't deserve it for your extremely disappointing behavior, but I'm gonna offer it to you right now.
You sound like Karen.
You're saying the issue is the trademark?
Oh, wow.
I'm willing to drop the trademark. And if I do that, you drop the lawsuit.
That's all they were wanting to do. Like, this didn't get turned into a legal battle until you turned it legal. The clothing brand was chill. You were ripping their name, running around outdoorsy. Come with me, Patagonia, outside on a hike. I hear Patagonia and hike, I'm thinking of the clothing brand, which they trademark. But you up here running here, it didn't get legal until you made it yourself.
Same video of you speaking on stage to other corporate CEOs, you also said this.
The issue that we're wrestling with isn't about trying to silence somebody. The issue that we're wrestling with is not trying to take somebody's identity away.
So if this is true, that it's about the trademark, then you'll drop the lawsuit.
With you being this catty and petty, I kind of hope they don't. I kind of hope they don't. Because this is all they wanted from the jump. You are making a brand that has been vocal for the LGBTQ community, that has been on your side. You're turning them against you. This again is when the activism, it just does more harm than good. You're acting this entitled, you're acting this just cringe, this bold, this brash, to where even the brands and even your own community is like, girl, what are you doing? Calm down and stop it.
As a queer outdoorsy girl, the Patagonia versus Patagonia lawsuit has been really bothering me. I really respected Patagonia as a brand for a very long time, and I also really respect Patagonia as a drag queen. So out of curiosity, I read the whole court documents. I also learned a little bit about trademark law. And I don't think the story is as simple as a lot of people are making it out to be. Let's talk about it. It's very clear from the original lawsuit that Patagonia didn't want to have to sue Patagonia. It seems like they were kind of backed into a corner. They sort of had two options. One was basically dilute their intellectual property, which means that in the future, pretty much anyone can use Patagonia's stuff and point to Patagonia as a reason why they should have the right to. Or they have to go into a lawsuit, which they seem to not really want to be a part of.
They're literally suing her for $1 plus legal fees, but $1. That's how much they don't want to do this, but they have to from a legal standpoint.
We do
Damn, not $1.
About her, and we like totally are fine with her doing her thing as long as she stops short of selling merch that says Patagonia on it. Because then it gets into this murky area where like legally it's pretty clearly an infringement on the trademarks that we have.
It is. It's clear as day to anyone out there, and it's this drag queen, this large gay male, is acting as if it's not. Acting as if they're innocent, acting as if they are being victimized in a situation, and you're not. And again, it's gotten to the point where your own people that have been supporting you for the longest time, your own queer activists on the left, they're looking at you sideways like, what is going on here?
Patagonia knows they are in the wrong with this lawsuit, and you should not be hopping on the Patagonia bandwagon right now if you claim to love artists or be against AI.
Yeah.
Patagonia has built a platform on yellow journalism tactics that they are now also employing against Patagonia, the brand. And this creator summed it up really well in
This person says, you cannot simultaneously attack Patagonia, the clothing brand, for defending their trademark from infringement while also claiming to be anti-AI because of your side of the artist. Copyright and trademark law matters to the working class artists who make the shit you enjoy that ends up being copyrighted and trademarked. Unraveling those protections so a social media drag queen Unraveling those protections is so a social media drag queen can profit from someone else's trademark sets a dangerous precedent for creatives everywhere. Defending that isn't defending corporations. True. And again, you got your own people out here coming after you because you stepping on people's toes. You stepping on your own crew toes. You have became this activist to where now you feel so entitled, so just deserving, where you are kind of messing it up for everybody else out there. You can't be out here doing things like that, and people see it clear as day. And now all the people on your side are having to go against you and call you out. This is where, and this is how, like, this bigger pattern that we're talking about in this video starts. Once an LGBTQ activist becomes an entire brand, and they always push and advocate for certain things, whatever happens to that brand doesn't just stay with just them anymore. They take that and it turns into a conversation about us all because we keep touting we're all this big minority and LGBTQ community, black community, whatever community. You're then making this umbrella term to where now the biggest people of that community become the spokesperson of everybody else. And we're trying for, like, I wish that wasn't the case, but that's where we are in this day and age. And the clearest example of that is Dylan Mulvaney.
Now, before we get to Dylan Mulvaney, again, just like with Lily Tino, for the sake of the conversation, I'm going to submit to it and what Amir is saying. In reference to this drag queen, or whatever, that, again, started off with good intentions, but according to your narrative, because again, I'm speaking ignorantly, I have not educated myself about this, the live would have been later. No shade, so I had to do my own thing. But I'm willing for y'all to educate me. Y'all can send me shit so I can come back with a follow-up live if y'all want me to. But here's the thing. If Miss Mamas has gotten to a place where she is like having a really big ass head at this moment and is not taking responsibility for the level of leadership that she now has put herself as the face as, that has built whatever the case may be, which I do appreciate the cause. At least they're planting trees. We need trees and we need all this shit to breathe and to be able to heal our bodies naturally. And a lot of corporations and capitalists have destroyed all type of motherfucking rainforests and forests and shit like that. Only you can prevent forest fires. Unless you're trying to get paid, bitch. Burn this shit down and build a condominium. So at least it was a good cause, but it does not mean that what they're doing is right. Now, no shade. Here's my thing to the drag queen, Miss Mama's her. Here's my thing. I'm gonna need for your ass to be smarter than what the hell you're doing, because yes, to Amir's point, you're doing it really dumb. And I understand that, girl, you be in your white woman energy, and then like Amir said, your Karen energy, to where it's like, I'm gonna write a motherfucking letter, girl. But even Karen's getting clocked, and even Karen's getting rocked, bitch. And whether your ass gay or a gay Karen, a straight Karen, a male Karen, a female Karen, whoever the fuck you are, you're gonna get checked. So yes, Miss Mama needs to be checked, and maybe a drag queen by the name of Bianca Del Rio, who I love, who has a filthy ass motherfucking mouth. The bitch is witty as hell, and I love how she think, and she got dark humor, and I like all that type of shit, girl. That's like a hidden part of BubzDaGawd that I don't really show unless it's warfare time, girl. Because when I say that shit, I'ma mean that. You know what I'm saying? Get the drag queens to get their ass together. Get Bianca Del Rio to say, you big beard, long nose, flat-footed, faced ass bitch, what is you doing out here with this shit? You need to be able to have that happening. Now, what she can do is she can be like the artist formerly known as Prince and follow that thing, or find a way to rebrand it. I mean, no shade. I think his name is Weird Al Yankovic or some shit or whatever. He made a whole album doing a parody of Michael Jackson's Bad. I don't think he got sued for that, because they still sold it. He made music videos for it, because again, it was in the realm of parody. So if the drag queen girls want to be able to create a name for themselves, and no shade, put money in the pockets of the motherfuckers they're talking about, because all these ballroom houses are named after luxury items or things that are luxury and brands already. The house of Chanel, the house of this, the house of Coco, the house of, it's all these different houses, right? So if you want to be able to make money off of that, just do it in a satirical, or doing what is known in a parody type of way. And maybe you can make bank off of that, because you're also, again, putting money in their pocket, and you're also making that name broader in different areas. Okay, making that name broader in different demographics that maybe these people were not able to fucking reach. So she could have done this in a smarter way, and yes, you did it in a dumbass way, and you're talking about, oh my god, well, if you're gonna do this, then I'm gonna go ahead and just give it up then. Or y'all can just drop the lawsuit and we can all let it go. And they suing Miss Mamas for $1 plus legal fees. Now I can understand they suing this bitch. Okay, ho, you owe us $500,000, $1 million plus pain and suffering. Then I can understand that. But for $1, they don't want to sue her, but they do it for $1. All right, okay. Anyway, let's move on to Miss Mama's over here, Delaney Mulvey, or whatever the hell their name is, who apparently is the spokesperson, one of the actual people that is about the trans community and speaks for all trans women walking across the world today. At least that's what Dominant Society says by way of Amir Odom. Let's get into it.
Normalize the bulge. We are normalizing the bulge. Women can have bulges, and that's okay.
Women cannot have bulges. Women do not have penises. Like, I personally do feel like, in my opinion, they have changed the landscape of the LGBTQ community for a very long time, hence why more people like me and like regular gays like us are trying to call out against this behavior, because it did and it has gone out of control. This person, Dylan Mulvaney, is a trans content creator that really became up and popping around COVID and a little after COVID for its days of womanhood and transitioning and documenting that being the most caricature and stereotypes of what a woman is. And then that ultimately turned into becoming a multi-millionaire with brand deals, corporate sponsorships, celebrity attention, and much, much more. Everything hit the fan, honestly, when they worked with Bud Light, the beer company, and they sent them a personalized beer can with their face on it. And all hell broke loose.
A quick reminder that this is the video that inspired bomb threats at Budweiser factories across the United States.
Bomb threats, people shooting up the cans, no one buying it, bars not stocking it. It changed everything. Just one little ad.
Now, before we go forward with the one little ad, look at the visceral response from the public. And again, what demographic of alcoholic bastards felt some type of way about Miss Mama's having her face on the motherfucking can? Your side, Amir. But at the same time, wasn't that the time for other brand companies to kind of play off the thing and then have a rush of motherfuckers come and buy that beer? Even though all these beers run into a conglomerate with each other, y'all just thinking of different brands are different, girl. As far as different companies, girl, and they all work somewhere in each other, intermingled together, girl. Are you kidding me? Bomb threats at the motherfucking plant. 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 Niggas shooting up bottles and cans and all type of shit with this bitch face on it. And we're just gonna bypass all that. They was ready to murk this bitch and kill people who was putting her face on the shit. What's going on, Faith is the substance? What's going on, Queen? I'm gonna let you know right now, this commentary is gonna be a little bit explicit. So I'm just letting you know right now. We appreciate you, and make sure y'all subscribe to Faith is the Substance. Dope ass content creator, interviewing her ass off. She just recently, I'm about to say surprise, girl. My mind racing so fast. She recently just celebrated, shall I say, excuse me, her 1 year YouTube anniversary. So again, shout out to her. Okay, make sure y'all subscribe. Okay, yep. Uh-oh. Just like how you was over there kind of a little bit giddy and laughing, girl, when you was drinking that Baileys and stuff. You was a little bit giggly goo. I'm kind of like that, but on ×5. Okay, I'm bruh man from the 5th floor. Okay, let's continue.
Bud Lights for us. So, I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate. This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it.
This can, I truly feel like, changed the landscape of the gay community in the United States forever. Not forever, but for a very long time. And there were some people on the center-right that were saying, wow, the right's so triggered. Why is the right getting so offended by one little marketing campaign? How could this happen? It's deeper than that. And the only reason it's deeper than that is because people like this content creator, Dylan Mulvaney, is openly mocking all women out there. Is openly, the biggest thing for me, openly advocating for the mutilation of little kids. The trans kids issue, they're a big supporter of that. They're really pushing for it for the trans kids and literally mutilating children. And that's where a lot of people draw the line and like, you know what, we've had enough. This is not okay. So when you have this one can with this face on it, yeah, it could have been a little marketing employee. Yeah, it was a little blunder. It wasn't that big of a deal to some people. It's past, because the activists have gotten so big, it's past their face. It's past this brand. What now you see on that can is trans kids. What now you see on that can is a company, a major company, condoning and kind of like promoting more of the mutilation of children and the degradation of women in the United States. And some people can find that dramatic. Some people can say, oh, that's reaching. But that's hard to say it's reaching when we see how famous this person has gotten to the point where they're speaking on behalf of women and trans women, which they say trans women are women, speaking on behalf of women at the White House.
Mr. President, this is my 221st day of publicly transitioning.
God love it.
Thank you. I am extremely privileged to live in a state that allows me access to the resources I need, and that decision is just between me and my doctors. But many states have lawmakers that feel like they can involve themselves in this very personal process. Do you think states should have a right to ban gender-affirming health care?
I don't think any state or anybody should have the right to do that.
This is the problem, okay? You have this person on a national stage with the President of the United States both advocating for the mutilation of minors. This is how it blows up, and people are like, you know what? No, I'm not doing this anymore. It used to be trans person just existing in a corner cool, gay people existing in a corner cool, but no, y'all are not cool. You're so loud, you're so brash, you feel, again, so entitled to the point where you got people looking at anything related to gay, or the flag, and they're like, you know what, F it. Won't want no part of it. When you're out here promoting, again, the trans kids, when you're out here hiking and running around in high heels, trying to act like a dumb blonde, when you're dressing up like a little girl to relive your child girlhood, but then also, when you take a look at your past, and you're also acting a fool on The Price is Right, you're always very, just dying for the attention and doing the most.
Oh, the Price is Right! Dylan, how you doing?
Oh my god, it's the best day of my life!
You almost make people look at you like there's a different motive behind all of this. You do. So that's why I think that whole Bud Light issue became such a domino effect into everything else gay related, because we actually do see the proof in the pudding now. Because now it's Pride Month, and all these Pride companies, the Pride parades, these Pride organizations, they are losing sponsorship money like nobody's business. They are. Major sponsors are pulling out, and these little parades are finding it hard to raise the money they need to even make the parade and all these events happen in the first place. And all of that is because of how people now look at the LGBTQ community, how they look at that flag. They see these creators that we've gone through in this video, they see that. They see the promotion of just the most degenerate things happening at Pride. They see the promotion of child mutilation. They see all these different things, just annoying, entitled people, and they don't want no part of it. So even when with like Bud Light, that one little can with that one trans girl face on it, completely changed the landscape of everything else.
Funding issues with...
Girl, I just bought this weed, girl. I just bought this weed, girl. Because... Go with all this shit at? Oh, I'm about to say it's the second thing. Okay, cool. First of all, I'm not speechless. I understand what you're saying. This trans person who y'all believe don't take transness silly or does it in a quote-unquote parody type of way is able to become famous overnight, where we don't know how this bitch became famous overnight, or hell, there are some people who are cringe-worthy or quote-unquote locals who become famous overnight. Now, as far as the marketing thing about choosing her as it, I don't know how that came about, but it manifested for her. And again, you're tending to ignore the one element that is very prevalent and reveals and puts holes in your talking points and strengthens what queer people, a lot of trans people, have been saying about their own experiences. That because Miss Mama's face was on a Bud Light can that a bunch of these drunk bastards drink, girl, before they strike their wives, bitch, now has the face, and we saw what the face looked like. It looked like a damn motherfucking Will Sasso. Not Will Sasso. Probably him too. But what's that nigga name, girl? What's that one white man? What's his name? William Farrell or some shit? That's what's coming to my spirit, but I don't know if that's the name or whatever. It's giving very Step Bros, and I'm not saying that in reference to like as far as her gender or trying to talk about her gender. I'm talking about as far as the picture of. It looks very like white, off-white humor, kind of like weird alternative humor type of Tim and Eric awesome show, which I do like, even though it's a weird show. That type of thing. They literally were, again, shooting cans. Shooting cans. Imagine you working at Bud Light and being like, you see this crazy looking bitch that's on this can, man, this shit crazy as hell. You know this shit gonna be on discount, and you know the motherfuckers gonna drink it, girl. They gonna get DoorDash to get it and drop it off and put it by the back door so that at night I can go back and drink it. Hell, and again, they acting like Bud Light is the only beer available, girl. There are plenty of different beer things, girl. Sometimes I be walking in the damn grocery store or the liquor store sometimes when I do go, and I be like, damn, I didn't know it was this many type of beers here. There's different types. But again, imagine you working at the damn plant and you doing your job, and all of a sudden the boss come through and say, we gotta evacuate. What the hell going on? It's a motherfucking bomb threat. And you know niggas gonna talk and run as they're talking. Because you know black people don't play that shit. Amir, I hope Jamal understands this, because again, I would love to talk to Jamal. I want to talk to the nigga. Okay, but for the black people in the audience, no shade, and those of you that are black adjacent in your spirit and soul that's invited to the cookout, if you see a bunch of black people running, what are you gonna do? Let me know in the comments. Faith? Yes, Faith is the substance girl. Okay, but I know that Faith has faith enough to run her ass away. Girl, she gonna be running, girl. Imagine her on live. Salutations, salutations. Girl, what's going on? Go in this bitch. Move it. Girl just gone. Girl ain't nothing but smoke. The bottom of your feet hot as hell. Come on, Faith. A true Libra said running. Lord, I'm running. Trying to make a girl. I was running for real, bitch, like my life was on the line. And I smoke weed. But I still able to do what I gotta do. Okay, I'm not out of breath. It's a little winded because I was going in. No shade. But I'm going to be running. Exactly. Getting the hell out of Dodge. Imagine that happening and you find out the reason for the bomb threat. It's because of Miss Mulvaney or whatever her name is on the can. Also the fact of, oh, this person's mocking women. Okay, then I also think that we have to hold Jamie Foxx accountable for impersonating a woman on In Living Color. We have to deal with Martin Lawrence, not just playing Big Mama in Big Mama's house, but Miss Shanae, forever Shanae, woo 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 woo. Okay, her. Who else? Tyler Perry. You know they're trying to get his ass. Wesley Snipes, Tu Wong Fu, a hell of a woman. And there are some females and women in the world, girl, who have very strong features. Hello, Grace Jones had very strong masculine features, and men still wanted her. So again, Kevin Hart, thank you, another person. So all these people who played women, we got to call them out too. Because they're making fun of women. Or could it also be the fact that this is just a weird, cringy bitch? And somebody gonna like it, you ain't got to like it. That's why there's many genres of many different things. Because you find out what you like. And again, if she on the damn can, drink something else. I know that for some of y'all, and I understand for weed, I love weed, girl. I'm going to be smoking till I die, girl. Mother Marijuana has my heart forever, girl. She saved my life, girl, so I'm going to always pay homage. I don't give a damn. The herb. But I know that for some of y'all, beer, I won't just drink my beer. Pet my dog. Drive my car. Because nothing is good in America. He didn't do that part. These days, drink my beer. Go ahead, fish. Tell my wife to get something on the stove. Tell my children to sit down. So I can crack my beer and drink my shell. We got the Objectivist podcast in the building. Now, the Objectivist podcast, I know you're going to be clocking. Because no shade, Amir, in this video, I'm going to submit to what he is saying as far as these quote-unquote activists. Because he is framing the entire community based on these people that we never fucking elected. When he should be worried about electing a president, actually electing a president, actually voting for a president who inspired all this shit today, because your ass is middle right, so you're still confused with the Republican Party. And during Pride season, like I said, my nigga, I'm gonna need for you to make all type of balanced commentary. Now I will be able to handle this because no shade, girl, these are all white queer people doing all this shit. No shade. The only person right now that is under current investigation by the queer community is Dominique Morgan. Accountability ain't escaping nobody, regardless of who you are. That's why, no shade to Amir's point, self-love is important. But when you start saying that you are a leader, and like CTV said, which is what I do agree with, one irrefutable trait that a leader must have is that they have to be willing to be accountable and be accountable first, because you are the leader. What type of weak ass leader is you if everybody else can be accountable but not you? That sounds like the orange piggy in office, does it not? Or do you want somebody who's going to lead for real, even if that means putting their life on the line? Because unfortunately, that's what a lot of queer people had to do to make shit work. So the Objectivist Podcast, if there's something that I say that's kind of like, wait a minute, Bubs, please let me know. Because again, I am not beyond reproach. And happy second day of Pride, everybody. Let's continue.
Threatening Pride events across the country.
Yeah, corporate sponsors, many of them pulling out, leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars in budget shortfalls just weeks before celebrations are set to begin.
So New York City Pride needs to fill a $750,000 hole. San Francisco and Kansas City lost $200,000 each. St. Louis also lost over $100,000.
Even Nashville, they lost out on a lot of sponsors too, and it's because of all this. These activists have literally done more harm than good. Again, you go back to the early 2010s, gay rights was increasing. When we got the rights to get married.
Now, before he go forward with this goddamn, again, Faith, my apologies. I may say some things about organized religion that might be like, Bubs. And I understand if there's some points that I'm saying where it's like, girl, I got to protect my peace. I understand. But when I talk about things, I'm not talking about you. You are exempt from my commentary. But when we look at this damn map, and he talks about this steep fucking decline, girl. We have the blue. We have, I don't know what the color originally was because I had to put a filter on it to kind of transform it in nature again. And then we have the Republican Party in the bottom. So I guess the middle part is, again, the middle ground. So the Democratic Party, there really wasn't no damn decrease, because he keeps saying, we saw this decrease, this stark decline. When we look and see the map is literally showing that, girl, let me look at this a little bit more. Make this bigger, girl. Can I make this bigger? Hold on. 1 second. Can I make this a bit bigger? Yes, I can. If you look at the map, it says 2005 for Republicans, it was 31% as far as queer acceptance. Then when we get to 2015, same-sex marriage becomes legal in the United States. It rises to 46. Okay, great. Then we get to 56, which is, again, around 2021, 2023. Right? Then we see the stark decline during 2022. I'm sorry. We are 56% at, I want to say, between 2021 and 2022. Then from 2022 to 2023, girl, it went from 56% to 38%, even though it is 7 points higher than it was in 2005. So even though the stark steep decline, girl, it's still better than what it was in 2005, girl, by some points. And you wonder why there was a stark decline, girl, because when we look at your damn video, hold on, when we look at your platform, not mine, when we look at your platform, and look at your videos, and going back to the oldest video was 3 years ago. We're in 2026. So when that stark decline happened, here came your ass out of nowhere with the first video that you produced on YouTube entitled "My Concerns with the LGBT Community" at 1.6 million views, talking about what the fuck is happening with the gays. You don't think that's not peculiar at all? Because that was the time when the Christian nationalists started to rise up. And Trump being president again. and them rallying up Christian people to continue with the fucking narrative that they've been doing for so long, which is now is the time to purge and conquer the fucking land. Oh wait, 23, 25 adults stayed the same overall. Yeah, as far as 38%, yes. Yes, but at least it was higher than 2025. But again, when he talks about that stark decline, we see that in the Republican Party, which already had a perspective about queer people anyway, which is why now they are rallying their faith in reference to harming people. They're not like faith is the substance, who has her own personal relationship, but also operates in love. A lot of those people don't operate in that space because when there are queer people in that space, it's a problem and it's an issue. Oh, you said look at the yellow. Okay, my bad. I was looking at the red. My bad. Hold on 1 second. 64%. So the middle ground is the people that I guess are the ones who are unsure and uncertain, because one thing that Boss Man did bring to my attention when we had conversations about this is that there are some people out there who literally are ignorant and just don't know. But because there are queer people who are dealing with a lot of shit and they're already triggered by this environment, that eventually when people come around and do the same thing, they're going to pop the fuck off, which I'm not saying is right, because there are some people who want to understand the situation and what's going on. But because they're met with this visceral response off rip, then it's like, well, damn, I'm going to believe what they say about you then, because you just proved them right when you didn't get to know them. And no shade, they shouldn't project their pain on to you. That's not right either. It's a lot of healing that needs to happen all around, which I do agree with Blair White about as far as healing. But for the healed people, we're going to have to also do our work as healed people to understand that others deserve grace and mercy as well if they're trying to learn. For example, my parents, especially my father, he had to go through a process to be able to love his queer children because both of his kids are queer. He had to now actually be a parent, which means I'm going to love you regardless. And there are so many parents who care so much about fucking optics than they do about loving a child. Meanwhile, prostrating themselves on the floor, snotting and shit, asking for the Father above to love them despite the shit they do behind closed doors. And probably worse than those who are open. Again, make sure y'all check out not just the LGBT conundrum on the Objectivist podcast platform, but also the religious conundrum. Because again, that's what being objective is. We see things from both sides because the truth is always in the middle. And you say that you middle right. I think for those who are in the middle right, or like me, who are middle left, I think we need to just come in the middle of it because that's where the truth is. No shade, let's continue.
The gays were chilling. Everything was fine. It wasn't that big of a deal. Up until the trans issues. It got real loud, especially with TikTok, 2018, 2019, 2020. Oh, it completely changed the landscape of everything. And then now even more so because you have all these trans activists being so entitled, being so loud that people look at them and don't want any part of it. Now it's just to the point where no one cares about the gay people. No one cares about the trans people. They do, but in the sense that they're not funding and they're not sponsoring anything gay related. No one wants to fight for it anymore. No one wants to be associated with it anymore. Even regular gay people, because there's a lot of gay people now who are okay with their own sexuality, like they've accepted that they're gay, but they don't even want to come out because they don't want to be associated with the LGBTQ community at all. They don't want no relation. They don't want their parents to think that they're going to turn into that they condone any of that. So it's they've low-key made it harder for some gay people to come out because you immediately have to meet it with, I'm gay, but I'm not like gay, you know? I'm gay, but I'm not like this LGBTQ community that don't represent me. I have nothing to do with them. And there's a lot more of that happening now more than ever. With everything.
Nigga, didn't you say earlier in your videos, girl, that your mama told you at a young age that niggas got a pocket of AIDS in their ass, and if you put some in your ass, it's gonna pop and y'all both gonna die? Didn't she tell you that at a young age? So how is these people making it more difficult and harder when they already had that same thought process about us regardless? And that's why I'm saying, girl, fuck Amir, girl. I need to talk to Jamal. Because this public persona of Amir is now called the new, as Miss Queen Stevie said it, step and fetch it. You're not saying or coming through with saying, hey, instead of focusing on these people as quote unquote the face of the trans movement or the queer movement, when the queer and trans people have not voted for this motherfucker. Because again, the people that he talking about, I don't know these hoes. I don't know them. No shade. There's still racism in the queer community. So there is still even a divide in that. And I mean, no shade. We can play that game of accountability, baby. That's cool. If Amir feels like this is him checking queer people's blind spots, again, queer people, we are not beyond reproach. We are not untouchable, baby. We are human beings just like everybody else. We're going to die just like everybody else. So we are not special in reference to our human experience. We are unique, but we're not special. We're unique in our expression, but as human beings, we're not special. We are all one, as Maze featuring Frankie Beverly and them would say. We are one, okay? Girl, that's what we are. But yet, you're not offering any sort of solutions. I'm going to offer solutions tonight at the end of this video. Because again, his purpose, which he did a very good job at, is Trump's America, so hey. He was able to, again, already demonize LGBT activists by saying, this is what the activists are doing. Look at them. Look at them. It's just like BLM. Look at what they're doing. Black lives really don't matter. They're trying to scheme and scam, bitch. Meanwhile, you got a motherfucking president, bitch, who is building ballrooms for millions of dollars and Mar-a-Lago and all this other type of shit, while some of y'all are about to go hungry, while some of y'all are not about to have health care, while some of y'all about to be put in motherfucking detainment centers and all this motherfucking shit. This nigga gets to sit in the deep south, girl. You in the deep south. Girl, I hope you're not around any damn trees. Amir, why not just focus on the parts that are negative without downing the entire community? Again, that's cool. That's why, again, I appreciate people like Conscious TV, and I'm going to put you in on a little bit of LGBT. If you haven't known, boss man, I'm going to have to catch you up on that on the phone out sometime. But there is a trans activist by the name of Dominique Morgan who pled guilty and took a plea deal in reference to using nonprofit money for her own personal expenses and to also help people in the ways that it was not meant to be helped. And the queer community, no shade, is holding her accountable, because if you're going to call yourself a activist and somebody who is a leader, baby, heavy is the head that wears the fucking crown, which is why I am so glad that I'm able to see all this and learn from this. Like Louis Farrakhan said one time, girl, when you see somebody fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn from them. Learn from this. I've never had to yell at a person like this. Learn from it. And I'm learning from all of this because there are people, again, I'm going to put them at the end of this live because I did my homework. I'm an A+ student, baby. No shade. But Amir did his job by labeling LGBT activists so that the other activists that actually are doing the work, girl, they continue to be overshadowed. They continue to be trampled over. They continue to be pushed to the back because they're not popular enough. They don't have enough followers. They don't have the right celebrities following them, even though they're the ones that are in the motherfucking trenches helping people, which is why, again, when people get up out the fucking trenches, hell yeah, bitch, you have an obligation to give back, bitch, because there was a community that was helping your ass. So if community helped you to get there, bitch, you better look out for community. Because now that all this funding is not happening, well, I guess it's time for the gay Republicans, because what Amir and Blair said in part 2 of their little sit down was that the Republican Party, as far as the financial aspect, is being led by nothing but gays. So hopefully y'all will come and swoop in, bitch, like a gay superhero to save the damn day. I'm ready to see, again, a Turning Point USA family-friendly Pride, Amir. I'm ready. It's Pride Month. Show us what a family-friendly Turning Point USA May C. Kirk rest in peace ass motherfucking Pride event look like. that even Jesus would be like, it's close to sin, but I ain't really upset about it. Had Jesus to be like, nah, Dad, hold on one second. Father, give him a little grace. Just give him a little grace. Don't send the fire down. You know, because the Christians already feel like you killed them for being gay in Sodom and Gomorrah when we know what it really was about. But just please, girl, show us what the hell that looks like, Amir. This is the time. And no shade, people see you and Blair as motherfucking activists yourselves, whether you want to or not, Miss Mamas, because you're giving power and giving voices to people who feel voiceless, who feel like you do. So yeah, you're responsible with it. Now, if you really care about the gray area, my nigga, it's time to meet in the middle. And again, I'm so grateful for CTV and all that he has done in my life, especially helping me to become the person that I am today. He helped me to build the foundation, and now I am building upon it brick by fucking brick, so that when shit like this happens, I'm already prepared, because I've been preparing for this shit my entire fucking life. I got all type of receipts that I can motherfucking drop about how I went through the same shit to where I should be just like Amir Odom right now. I should be sitting here saying, fuck you black people, fuck you homosexual people, fuck you trans people, girl. I'm a regular gay. I don't do that shit. I'm supposed to be over there talking to all of the Republicans and conservatives. I'm supposed to do that. And no shade, baby. I would have every right to do that. The way my own community treated me, the way the church treated me, I have every right. But because I've healed, and I'm going to always be healing, because even when you have a scar on you, girl, that mental shit going to always be there, baby. You're going to be able to forgive, but you will never forget. Okay. What y'all say in the comments, baby? Deshaun, let me get on Deshaun, baby, because Deshaun took a shower. And he waited for me to talk about the comments so he can hear my voice. Yeah, he's just making excuses. He's trying to find a way to smooth it out, knowing that people was making lies. If you come out the closet, or if you're gay, Or if you're gay, I'm just reading how it's typed, girl. If you're gay ever, this is what's going to happen to you. Because sometimes they were scared the gay out of you, saying that you're gonna have AIDS, called God's curse. Remember from Ronald Reagan? Yep, and his wife. We can't help you. Got God's curse on you. T.S. Madison says no shade. And again, I mentioned that how during the AIDS epidemic, it took Ronald Reagan years to mention the word AIDS, while there were gay men who were literally dying. Got motherfuckers like bald head ass, goddamn, man obsessed, male centered ass Walter Lee Hampton, big old Herculean, goddamn big old Green Mile, Jolly Green Giant, Digiot, Pokemon. That's not a Pokemon. Is it Digiot a Pokemon, girl? A Pokemon. What else, girl? A Beyblade, girl. Just all type of motherfucking blue-eyed dragon faced ass nigga by the name of Walter Lee Hampton, girl. He saw his friends who were big, buff, muscular ass niggas withered down to look like fucking Flavor Flav, bitch. No, we're not calling you back, girl. We putting you on voicemail, girl. We'll talk to you tomorrow, baby. Going from big and muscly to motherfucking Flavor Flav, bitch. But even though that was happening, there were some people who survived that, who are still living. Because no shade, and I think I still have the evidence or video or whatever, I was invited years ago to record and take pictures for an AIDS fundraising event where there were people who had AIDS or HIV for years. I'm gonna say HIV, excuse me, not AIDS. HIV for years, and are still living their best life, because HIV is no longer, as they say, the death sentence. Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't talk about prevention, because even though that there is medicine to help you live longer, there are people who are still suffering mentally and emotionally because of the stigma. See, we're not talking about people's minds and their emotions, how they feel and think about things. But imagine seeing that happen. That would traumatize a person as well. So what Amir is doing is, again, creating this narrative about queer people in general, to when there are even queer people who do follow the faith, or queer people who quote unquote do the right thing, they are still reminded of who the hell they are through the lens of society at large. And that's the part that fucking sucks, because like Amir said, that's just how it is. Well, if that's how it's gonna be, then allow me again to pick up the mirror and show you what the hell you look like too. Because there will be accountability and equality across the board in one way, shape, or form or fashion. Always. Don't none of us own this damn reality. We don't know when we're going to get up out this mug. So for us to walk around acting like we can tell other people what the hell to do, especially with what they're doing and how they're living, isn't affecting you or their own lives in an objective way, go worry about your damn life. Because health insurance is about to rise. Medicine about to become ridiculously expensive. Gas already becoming expensive. Food is already becoming expensive. AI already taking jobs. What is you talking about? But see, instead of doing the real work, it's just easier to pick on the queer people. And then to get paid to promote mis and disinformation in a broad, generalized way. No shade. What did the scripture read? Where profits a man to gain the world, to gain some shit you can't take with you, my nigga, that can be taken away from you at any time and will be taken away from you when you transition from this, no pun intended, from this life to whatever is after this. To gain the world and then to lose your soul, meaning that you spend your entire time living a damn lie. And then when your mortality is in front of you, then the reality of, damn, I wasted so many times and energy and years on some bullshit. And here I am almost at the end of my life. And I'm living with regret. And there is, because again, when it comes down to death and stuff like that, I educate myself about that. That's a part of life. That is something that we don't need to be afraid of. It's waking up from one thing to the next. But I follow hospice nurses on Facebook, and I even watch those who are in the death care industry in reference to like YouTube, and I've even seen some very graphic ass videos and documentaries about that stuff that just like shocks you. Like, oh my God, like I have to live life. I have to live my life, because if I don't, any of this can happen to me, and I don't know when. So again, when you think about death, yeah, once you work past that, oh my God, that whole like temper tantrum little child, I can't get what I want, I'm going to spaz out thing. Once you work through that and come to reality, you start realizing that all you have is time. So you might as well live that time good, which is why I love uplifting other people and interacting with other people, because we are about community. But there are some people like Amir, girl, who are just going to live in fear. And no shade. Some people will say, BubzDaGawd, it would be smart for you to kind of play on that role, because if there's an onslaught, at least you'll be at the back of the line because you have more of a masculine appearance. Now, yeah, I'll be saying girl and stuff like that and doing my shit or whatever, but I also have the ability to pass and blend. I already have a naturally resting nigga face, and I be high, so it makes my eyes even low. People be thinking that I'm upset or that I'm angry or that I have a problem. No, I'm just minding my business, and I'm just observing things. Now, if you want to have a deep conversation, then we can do that. Don't sit up here and assume that I'm angry or I'm mad, because if you keep asking me, am I okay, when I told your ass I'm okay, now I'm about to get mad, because you about to blow my high, and then it's going to be a problem. Unless you about to pay me back for my pain and suffering that you done put upon me. But again, Amir getting paid, he getting that shmoney, so I guess that's good. He'll when the onslaught happens, girl, he'll and bitch, all I'm gonna say is this, girl, Amir, if your ass gonna do that shit, girl, and you at the back of the line, you better be a goddamn sleeper agent or something in this mug, bitch. You better have a motherfucker come through, say Hakuna Matata, bitch, and all of a sudden you wake up and you ready to do some shit, girl, because if you at the back of the motherfucking line and gotta sacrifice other people to make sure your ass don't hit the fire, girl, you better be making sure that you doing it for those behind you. That's all I'm saying. Right. Unfortunately, they are selective in the church when it comes to love and acceptance, and that's the sad part. But that's why it also shows who are those who are really about Christ consciousness. And no shade, Faith, I can feel that and know that about you. You have interviewed drag queens. You've been to drag brunches. Like, you've actually gone into those spaces and those places. And look at how that love that you have operated in has allowed you to have a 1-year anniversary and to have all these amazing, wonderful interviews. Even though the ones that maybe did not work the way that you wanted, that's okay. You still, the show must go on and you handle it professionally. You are definitely on your way. But see, because you love and affirm people, I'm not saying that you don't judge their content or their character, because there are some people out here where it's like, hold on, I have to have discernment on your ass because your ass is doing some crazy shit objectively. You get what I'm saying? But to not judge people based off of the cover of the book, but to open the book and look at the, I think it's called a preface or the preface. I don't know what it's called, girl. And then they got the author notes. They also have a synopsis or whatever. Hell, you can Google it and ask Google, can you give me a synopsis on this book, to give you a basic understanding before you go ahead and dive in. A lot of people ain't gonna do that. The Bible told me by way of this ignorant ass pastor that y'all homosexuals going to hell. Even though I sat here and murked a nigga yesterday, girl, named Moody Mook. And I got a baby mama, girl. And I'm thinking about getting that nigga mama too, girl, because getting him wasn't enough. I got to go piss on his grave. I got to go defame his grave, girl. You got niggas thinking like that who be over here judging gay people. And then have the nerve to hit these same gay niggas up in the midnight hour with a poo shiesty mask on.
What? Now, we talked about in this video, it's not because you're gay. Like, the gays have been around. It's not because you're trans. The trans have been around. It's not because you're drag. The drag have been around. But the gay, trans, and drag, they've always been in their own circles, minding their own business, doing their own thing in their little corners of society.
Oh. So you want, in my, oh, that's the wrong key. What's the right key? Oh, no. Girl, let me take a sip of water, girl. I was going to sing Cinderella, girl. Hold on, bitch. Let me get my pitch together. Girl, I'm about to sing like an old man, girl. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. Girl, so you want all of the queer people to literally stay in the closet and stay over there and not live life. Y'all can, basically, you are just the way to say like, hey guys, they kind of want you guys to go back in the closet. They kind of want you guys to just be quiet and just downplay yourself. Meanwhile, these hoes in church talking about, girl, well, Miss Rachel is indoctrinating your kids, girl, and McDonald's is making y'all sons gay, girl, and your son better not wear no damn fingernail polish, girl, because if he wears fingernail polish, he's getting his booty hole played in, girl. Just all this shit about what it is to be a real man. I heard an individual, a very well-known white Christian nationalist pastor, say that real men don't own mirrors. Even though this nigga face is perfectly cut all the time. You're not over here looking like Sasquatch. You're not over here looking very natural. You're looking very clean and cut, but you don't own a mirror. But you motherfucking talk and do videos, bitch, on your iPhone sometimes, girl, and go live streaming, girl. You looking at yourself. That is a form of a mirror. Is it me, y'all? Boss man, I know you listening, bruh. Am I the one being delusional? Am I the one reaching? Please tell me. I really take in your perspective as a heterosexual man. I really appreciate your perspective. Let me know. Is this leprechaun homosexual girl going crazy? Please tell me. And no shade, I told you I'm not no hating ass nigga, girl. Amir is fine as hell, bitch. I love me a nigga with a big old nigga nose like that, girl. A big old Michael Jackson bell pepper ass nose, bitch. girl, when you kissing a motherfucker, you hear that motherfucker breathing in your ear, girl. Do some Shang Song shit, girl. And I like corny niggas, girl. No shade. I have different types now as I've grown in my life, girl. I like corny niggas, girl. People maybe say that Amir is corny as hell and the cap to the back. I don't give a fuck about that. Girl, I'm a weird nigga myself, girl. I'm BubzDaGawd, girl. I'm a weird nigga too, bitch. I'm a corny ass nigga too, bitch. The fuck? Ain't nothing wrong with that. That mean you real and you genuine. You authentic. I'd rather be my damn self, girl. I'd rather be with a motherfucker that could be and using our imagination to help us out, girl. Instead of sitting there wondering, girl, is my man cheating on me, bitch? Hell no. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm not a hating ass nigga. And I know that Amir is married. And again, I respect that. And Amir probably looking at me like I would never. You George Floyd, cousin, uncle looking motherfucker. I would never ever talk to you. Look at you. Oh my God, you're short. What is that going to do? The fuck? I have white twinks that want me. What do you think I'm gonna do with you? Like, girl, what? Okay, let me stop. Now I'm reaching.
Chilling. If anything, they just wanted to chill more, to be recognized as normal, to be ingrained in society.
Chill.
But you got all these people who've gone through in this video, these fake ass activists, really like just doing the most type of people.
Right.
Trying to represent everybody else. And they've ruined it. They truly have ruined it. People have immense gay fatigue, pride fatigue, activist fatigue, and it's clear as day. And we will be talking about that in future videos. So be sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on that. But as always.
And girl, I'm going to do the work for y'all, girl. I'm going to keep up with this shit because it's Pride Month. And it's also my birthday month, the 22nd. Yeah. Let's really have these conversations, girl. No shade, since we're talking about queer accountability, girl. Let's do this. I mean, this is what heterosexual people have been asking for us, right? To be accountable. But now we're going to see what accountability actually looks like. Because it's like, are we being accountable to appease the masses who don't really give a fuck about us? And despite all the information, these hoes ain't spitting no facts, excuse me, or any sort of objective awareness that they're actually actively listening. But I mean, shout out to people like Boss Man because he actively listens. But to those, a lot of them don't. So are we doing this to appease them, or are we doing this to make sure that we also get a slice of the motherfucking pie as well? Because y'all said that we Americans, then allow us to be Americans. I told you, bitch, we're not calling you back, girl. I don't understand why Siri ain't blocking your ass, girl. Is this a new number? You calling me on WhatsApp? What's going on here? Okay.
Ways, let me know in the comments below your opinions, your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think about this topic. What do you think about the lawsuit situation? Do you feel like, are you like Patagonia, the clothing brand, or Patagonia, the drag queen side? Do you feel like it makes sense why the Patagonia, the clothing brand, feels upset about this? And then also, do you think Lily Tino should be banned from Disney World? Because they did post a video too talking about, I'm not banned yet. I'm not banned yet. Do you want to be banned? Do you think they should be banned? Let me know your thoughts below. And then outside of this video, just talking directly to you, whether you're listening on the couch, in the car, on a walk, you're with somebody, you're eating a meal, whatever the situation is happening right now. I hope that you know that you'll be okay. I don't know what you're going through in this world right now, whether it's life drama, friend drama, health issues, family issues, job issues, whatever it is right now. It will pass. It's called going through it for a reason. You're not stuck there. You will survive. This is a season that you're in that will pass. Truly. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know how much of a hell it is, but it's not forever. You can't leave up hope, because the second you don't have hope, the second you might as well just give up on everything else. At that rate, being like consistent with it. The one thing I always look back to is the slaves, low key. Like, there were slaves out there that were just like, this is my forever life. Like, whatever, it's never gonna change. Whites are always gonna be in control of black people. But there were black people that were like, no, it's not always gonna be this case. And within, I mean, even now, like 100 years ago, I'm doing things that my ancestors could only dream of. So yeah, things can change.
And no shade, my nigga, since you said about ancestors, look at what the fuck you're doing with it. Not you over here talking about the slave plantation and some slaves saying, well, this is how it is, girl. But there's some of us saying that that's not how it's going to be, girl. Are you sitting here with the audacity to assume that you are somewhat in the, how can I say this? Are you telling me that you would be the one that would join Harriet Tubman and be like, bitch, I'm for real, girl. Let's go. Girl, give me a piece. Bitch, I'll chop off my motherfucking pinky, bitch, to show you how loyal I am, girl. Because I'm ready to get the fuck up out of here, girl. Every time I look at this missing ass pinky, bitch, when I do this shit, girl, I'll be able to look at that shit and realize that my ass made it. Are you gonna be like that, Amir? Because right now, what you're giving is nowhere near a Harriet Tubman nor a slave that will be willing to put in the work to get to freedom. Because your ass tasted freedom and you chose the closet again. And because you know that even though you're quote unquote living your peaceful, normal gay life, that because you know you can't beat these fucking bigots, even though you beat them as a child and you put that child that survived those ideations and encounters in motherfucking the Trunchbull's chokey in this bitch. Where's the frog throat bitch at? Wow. Where's she at, girl? Where's King Magnus, girl? Where is Miss Honey? We need some help. Please, girl. You threw your child into, your inner child into Miss Trunchbull's chokey, Donald Trump's chokey. And now you are sitting here trying to get other queer people. What you're doing is no different than ex-gay people. No different. It's just another form and version of, and you know what anti-gay means? For real? Anti-gay means you can exist, but over there. You know what that's called? That's called exile. That's called going to the slave quarters, bitch. And what I want black people and queer people of color and even queer people who are white, girl, because again, it ain't just black people, girl. A lot of Americans are getting fucking oppressed, girl. But no shade. I feel like especially for black and queer people, we have to accept. And this is where community is going to really come into play. Because no shade. Somebody said the only time that black families really get together is either at a family reunion or funeral. And we understand that life is going to life, so we're not going to be able to meet up with everybody all the time. We are going to have to let this country go. Let it go. Yes, our ancestors built it, but it was never built for them to inhabit or to be a part of, girl. They were only there for the construction because they were only seen as property, and very, very, very lucrative property at that. See, there's so much context and nuance that Miss Amir is not understanding, because I get it. Miss Amir was in her allyship bag, girl. She done went through the shit that she went through in her life, girl. Then she moved to another school, bitch, and decided to walk in her truth, girl, and be in her motherfucking never-ending Midnight Sun before the sun song came out, girl, era, girl. Wearing the pastel shirts, girl. Born this way, girl. Sitting there working and doing twerking contests at 16. All this stuff, we get it. We get it, girl. You had that moment because you were walking in your truth. And for you, you evolved and you changed and you have grown, but you are stopping other people from that. Allow them to explore their path just like you explored your path. I'm all with you saying for people to explore their path in a healthy way. I'm with that, which is why, again, with the whole trans thing, I agree with you about the social transitioning, but I need for you to talk to your platform about that. Pride Month, if you want to be able to help the queer community, if you want to be able to stop going to the club, girl, dressing like Trayvon Martin, but not having the reality of Trayvon Martin, girl, in the club because you afraid that you're going to catch a fade by a white twink who was saying, you talking all that shit online, bitch? I just hit poppers, girl. You want to go at it? Instead of you doing that, you could be welcomed into the events and the inclusion that you're talking about. Maybe you would feel a little bit more of that warmth if you were being objective to say, hey, queer community, we have our own concerns. But hold on. PragerU, y'all say y'all about truth, right? All right then. Are y'all willing to be truthful on tonight? Because God watching. And trust me, God is bigger than that book, baby. It's called The Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth Home. And y'all got 3,000 different organizations and viewpoints of the same book, girl. So obviously, girl, y'all don't understand the basics. But can you at least understand a simple, fundamental fucking truth? Summit Ministries, bring it in. I know y'all gonna be mad at me. I know y'all probably gonna talk about not funding me anymore. I know that y'all probably gonna sit up here and remove any sort of conservative gigs and stuff. It's enough that pastors are already reaching out to me and trying to give me a Christian arc now. Like this is a goddamn The Boys show manifested in real life in this bitch. Girl, y'all think Amir gonna have a Christian arc? I feel it coming, girl. I feel it coming, girl. Oh, he was an atheist. He took shrooms, girl. All that type of stuff, girl. Ain't nobody in the church doing shrooms, girl. They would take shrooms and see the devil, bitch. So much sin in the world, girl. You've been told you sin sick, sin sick, sin sick, sin sick, and you believe that you sin sick, sin sick, sin sick, to where now, yes, girl, you start seeing shit of your own thoughts that was placed on your ass. See, oh my God, there's so much context and nuance here, and that's why I'm glad the universe is surrounding me with people who love to talk and know what the fuck they talking about, because Amir does not. Girl, he about to make buku's amount of money this month off the Pride community, but feel some type of way about not being invited to the Pride events or motherfuckers looking at you like this? Yes, biatch, because you're making bags off of lies and generalizations and statements across queer people, but yet you want to be in the room with us. No. Blair White just said it's a whole bunch of rich, white, conservative gays in the Republican Party that's leading everything as far as the financial aspect, girl. Take your ass there. Or are you afraid that, girl, it's going to be rare for you to see another bitch in the club, girl, that knows a Beyonce deep cut, girl, that's Republican and white? You have a greater chance of doing that with somebody who's liberal. Because it's usually the liberal people that went to the Beyonce concerts, girl. You the one that wants to motherfucking dance and shit like that, girl. And we see you dance like a toddler, bitch, in a certain group area. Because, girl, every time you try to make friends with gays, girl, they see your content and discover who you are. Just like how you want these people to do Lilo and Stitch, girl. Lily Tino, girl. And motherfucking the drag queen girl and damn Miss Malvino with her damn face on the beer can, girl. You want queer people to do that? Oh, I'm not fucking with you. You're talking about how queer people are losing funding because they're not fucking with a girl, but you want to talk all this shit and participate in that and think that you're invited to the cookout? We don't trust you, girl. At this fucking point, before you get to the motherfucking grounds, bitch, you need to take a picture and show us what the hell you're bringing. Because if you happen to put blueberries and macaroni and cheese, girl, it's going to be a problem. Okay? Oh, okay.
Always and forever, so hold on to that hope, and you got this. So with that being said, thank you for your time supporting the content. Thank you for the love and support on this channel. It means the world to me, honestly, that you're still here watching this, and hope you find some other videos relatable that you can go binge watch and watch. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Deuces.
No shade. You have 49 videos that you can watch during Pride Month, girl, about Amir Odom that he has done over the past 3 years. And that number is going to grow exponentially. And right now, at this present moment, that video is currently sitting at 74,000 views. Maybe they about to eat good neighbor, girl. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Queer people, are y'all ready? Y'all know what's gonna happen this year. Girl, they trying shit, girl. You see what the hell going on social media, girl, and in the news, and people's real lived experiences, girl, how shit getting dark, girl. Yeah, this pride may be a little bit different. No shade, girl, because again, they have to make the lies that they sold real. They have to. They have to. If they don't, they're going to get found out, girl. And they've invested too much money in this ploy against quote-unquote marginalized groups of people. Meanwhile, these people are in positions of power and fucking the country all the way up. And again, if I'm wrong, I want you to send me a DM on Instagram and tell me that. I want you to put it in the comment sections and tell me that so I can study to show that I self-approved. And again, boss man, bruh, if I'm wrong, I'm going to keep saying it. Let me know. Here I am, consistently asking for accountability. No shade. But Amir, let's again believe your narrative here. That all those people have to be held accountable. Cool. Let's do that. Great. Hold them hoes accountable. Continue to do videos on them, girl. Interview them, girl. Vet the fuck out of them, girl. It's time for them to answer for the queer community. Cool. Now that we're acknowledging the people who are problematic and putting their ass on ice, and they gonna have to work through the issue with the community, even though I don't remember voting for any of these motherfuckers to represent us or to call them mother or anything of the sort. But I have some alternatives that I think would be great in reference to actually helping the queer community. And guess what? These are people from marginalized groups who, instead of, like you're saying, complaining about this shit and, you know, just living off the system and just not doing any work, these people have done the work. But before we get into modern day activism, we have to go back a little bit. No shade. So let's go ahead and do that shit really quick, okay? We're going to start with Bayard Rustin. Let me move out the way so you can see the entire thing. Okay? 1912 to 1987. This is a LGBT activist, okay, who was very paramount in the Black liberation movement. If you want to know more about Bayard Rustin, we told this bitch we ain't calling her back. You hear this bitch saying, call me back? Girl, leave me alone, Becky. But check out the documentary My Friend Bayard. I believe that there's a Bayard Rustin documentary on Netflix that I still have not watched yet, which I need to when I find some time to actually sit down and do it. No shade, girl. But it reads here, Bayard Rustin. Rustin was a brilliant master strategist of the civil rights movement who worked closely alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., though he was frequently forced into the background due to his identity as an openly gay man. No shade. If you don't know the story, during this strategizing and organizing, girl, for this march on Washington, because again they had quote unquote sodomy laws, and back when it was considered a mental illness, as a fupa ass nigga would say, girl, that again, because this person is openly gay, then there are rumors that Martin Luther King may be gay, and it would harm the movement. So Bayard made the choice, even though he was an individual that was trying to help the motherfucking movement, despite motherfuckers cutting eyes, motherfuckers having snide remarks. But bitch, I'm in here helping you hoes, and you hoes can't do it, girl. And that was obviously so, because even though he stepped away from it to help the movement, girl, these hoes were not smart enough. They needed a eunuch, bitch. And eunuchs are strategists. The fuck is you talking about? Don't get mad at the player, bitch, get mad at the game. And because nobody could do it like Bayard, girl, he came back and was able to organize and strategize to be able to bring forth the March on Washington for Martin Luther King to give his iconic I Have a Dream speech that these racist ass motherfuckers throw at us, girl, when it's time for us to give them a mirror experience. What would Martin Luther King do? Die? Just like how y'all murked his ass along with Malcolm X, bitch. Next question. The March on Washington. Rustin was the chief organizer of the historic 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom National Park Service. He managed the complex logistics of bringing over 250,000 peaceful protesters to the nation's capital. Philosophy of nonviolence. He traveled to India to study Gandhian, I believe, philosophy, and was the advisor who convinced Dr. King to adopt strict nonviolence resistance as a core strategy. Stanford University King Institute. Okay, no shade. So he was the one to be able to help Martin Luther King say, hey, let's do nonviolent protest, peaceful protest. And when they did peaceful protest, let me get back on screen, bitch, a little bit. When they did peaceful protest, how was the peaceful protest responded to? Let me rephrase that because it don't sound right. What were the peaceful protesters met with? Let me say that. What were these peaceful, non-violent, non-destructive, non-looting, non-trash, very respectable, yes sir, no sir, doing the right thing, wearing the right clothes, trying to fit in, girl, got the money to move into the neighborhood, got the money to be able to afford the TV, got the money to be able to afford the nice car, girl, and still have to walk around, girl, and teach your motherfucking kids how to survive the goddamn encounter every fucking generation, girl. What were they met with? Oh shit, shout out to T for T, nigga. Hey, $50, $50. Shout out to you, T for T. Damn. Okay, bless the leprechaun. Thank you. Again, let me put it down here, girl, because the universe been blessing nigga today, girl, and I'm not fighting my blessings, bitch. I'm gonna get all my shit, girl. Because I don't know how much time I have left, and I'm going to enjoy being BubzDaGawd. Yeah, and okay, y'all can hit that Cash App, $Conscious TV, girl. Leave a message that is for Bubs. Or you can hit me on PayPal, which is paypal.me/BubzDaGawd, girl. Or if you feel compelled, you can do the super chat because my channel is able to do that now. So again, thank you so much. T for T, that's dope. Thank you. Because it takes time to do this, girl. It does. My ass be so busy, girl, and I be wanting to catch up on some sleep, girl. So to be able to have some sort of something come back for the time that I can't get back, I do appreciate it. So thank you so much, okay? Let's continue with the slideshow here, girl, because we're in education mode. Later advocacy and presidential honors. In his later years, he pivoted heavily towards LGBTQ plus activism, testifying for gay rights ordinances, in New York. In 2013, President Barack Obama posthumously awarded him, I think I said that wrong, girl, but let me know in the comments, Objectivist Podcast, because we know your ass gonna let me know. Awarded him with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, Obama White House Archives. His life is dramatized in the Netflix film Rustin, okay? We also have somebody else who is of the trans experience, girl, who played a very paramount role in the Stonewall riots, girl, which again, the Stonewall riots was because the police kept fucking with them, because the police kept messing with them, because the police kept raiding them, again, even when they were in their own little corner, in their own little chair, minding their own damn business, girl. But it took one person who said, girl, no shade. I know that Martin Luther King and them said, be peaceful and shit. But I'm going to be peaceful with peaceful hoes. When these hoes start playing with us, girl, again, give these hoes exactly what the fuck they looking for. And girl, they already underestimating you. So let them fucking have it, which is Queen motherfucking Marsha P. Johnson, 1945 to 1992. Okay, Johnson was a fiercely charismatic, revolutionary street activist, drag queen, and sex worker, because at that time, who was going to hire a trans woman or a faggot? So they had to get money some way. They thank your pastors, your reverends, and your deacons, and some of y'all's some of y'all's fathers, uncles, grandfathers, they thank you, okay? Who became a central figure in the modern gay liberation movement in New York City. Now, again, the Stonewall riots. She was a key participant in the 1969 Stonewall riots, an uprising against police brutality that serves as the catalyst for modern pride. As much as y'all hoes want to sit up here and say that pride is a time to fuck, girl, niggas fuck all the time, girl. They don't need pride to fuck. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? If people actually went to pride and actually was amongst the gay people without the fear indoctrination in their head, they would actually learn some shit. Then you have the Transvestite Action Revolutionary. revolutionaries, excuse me, the Star, okay, along with her close friend Sylvia Rivera Johnson, co-founded the Star in 1970, excuse me, National Women's History Museum. The organization provided housing, food, and community support for homeless queer youth, trans women, and sex workers in Manhattan. And then we have the HIV/AIDS activism. In the 1980s and early 90s, she became a prominent organizer with ACT UP, fighting for healthcare access and dignity, during the height of the HIV/AIDS epidemic. The podcast, Marsha's Plate, again, co-hosted by BubzZz Star, who we're going to see in a moment, is named directly in her honor to continue her legacy of Black trans advocacy. And speaking of the modern activist who actually care about the community, that could be put in the place of these other bitches that you are saying that's fucking it up for the whole entire community, girl, is Miss BubzZz Star, known as Fairy Puss. Okay? Shout out to Fairy Puss. Shout out to Queen Stevie and the interview that she did with Fairy Puss. I'm still so upset that I missed it, girl. I wish I could have saw it in real time. No shade. I had another obligation, and because I would love to have a conversation with Miss Fairy Puss. I love the way that she narrates stuff. She had did a narration regarding a whole trade situation, and the way that she narrated, I was like, girl, let me put some music behind this, girl, and make this like a cautionary thing, not to just honor the people who unfortunately lost their lives, but also let it be a learning lesson, girl, for other people to know your worth or whatever. And it was just amazing. So again, shout out to her. But it says, BubzZz Star, popularly known as Fairy Puss, no shade, is an American social media commentator, a psychiatric counselor, podcast co-host, and comedian. She is widely recognized by sharing cultural, political, and psychoanalytical, commentary from a Black LGBTQ plus perspective, blending a background in mental health with a dry, politically incorrect sense of humor. No shade. We need some of that right now. Well, shout out to you waking up, okay? You over in Africa. Arisha. Oh, Arisha. Okay? Marsha P. Johnson, the first one. Meanwhile, you have Ron Smith talking about we are normal gays and we don't force our sexuality on straight people's throats. They don't want to see you exist at all. No shade. We got significant, I believe that's how you say it, in the building. I just turned in for the first time, and we getting a good history lesson. Hey, tuned in. Okay, no shade. Thank you for coming in, Significant. I'm glad that you're here. And I remember you from CTV's Live, wasn't it? So shout out to you coming through. Appreciate it. Okay, we got a true Libra saying, in the 2000s, ATL Black Pride was very informative and educational in those times. No shade, and I do believe that. Before we continue with BubzZz Star, I do believe that. No shade. Because I'm all about community. And when there are times, and this is where we have to hold the queer community accountable, especially the Black queer community, no shade. When there are organizations that are there to help you and to educate you and to create and provide services for you to better yourself, those rooms barely have people in it. Or it's a very small part of it. But bitch, let Raheem Shabazz be at the hottest motherfucking club tonight, bitch. Let Max Connor and goddamn Liam Cyber and motherfucking Lucas Scodolari, girl, and motherfucking Nico Aesthetics, and let all of these adult film stars be at Pablo Strokes, girl. Motherfucking Global Bros, girl. Don't ask me how I know these people's names, bitch. I'm just saying, girl. Let them come to the club, girl. Falcon Studio, not Falcon Studio. Well, again, I do find Black men that find white men attractive, girl, because it just be like, wow, that's conundrum within itself, girl. But let them be the ones coming into the club, coming into an event space, and watch how packed out that bitch will be. Bitch, there are plenty of times when my ass, when I would go to the gay club, especially on Saturday, girl, with all the out-of-town niggas and bitches coming in, girl, we be inside this small-ass club, girl, packed like sardines, bitch. My ass stay on the wall, bitch. My ass stay near the goddamn speaker system, girl. Because if you hoes start running like a stampede, you will not treat me like Mufasa, girl. Bitch, I will be like Simba on top of the hill, girl, while I watch other people get trampled and stampeded over. Not I. Not I. No shade. But let's continue with Bree Star. Yes, love Fairy Puss. Love her. No shade. That was a good interview. Yes. No shade. It's 7:53 here in Durban. Oh shit, I think I smoked some weed called Durban something. Yes, yesterday. Okay, awesome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, let's continue. Now here is the career in digital content. Okay, let me move this comment real quick. Career in digital content. Social media platforms. She produces regular video content on the BubzZz Star TikTok channel and her BubzZz Star YouTube channel, which I would advise you guys to go ahead and check out and support and subscribe, where she discusses current events, pop culture, and personal experiences. Then she has her podcast, okay? She serves as a co-host on the popular podcast Marsha's Plate, along with another candidate, if you will, in reference to who could replace these motherfuckers you have a problem with, which is Miss Diamond Styles, which we'll get to pretty soon, and the Politically Incorrect podcast. And then we talk about her professional background, because again, y'all trying to bait people to be in these positions, right? So instead of her just being a social media activist, the girl who just became, no girl, she's been putting in the work, not just saying she's an activist, but walking in it. Hell, I'm learning to walk more in my activism, girl. No shade. But outside of digital comedy and entertainment, she has worked as a psychiatric counselor, leveraging her background in psychology to provide psychoanalytic insights into media and community issues. Okay? Now, more of her personal background is that Star grew up on Maryland's Eastern Shore. She has gained notable distinction and community recognition as the first person from her hometown to openly transition genders. Here is about BubzZz Star's academic and professional credentials. Okay, no shade, in the mental health field. And even though that's legitimate, it is important to distinguish between her background as a frontline worker and a fully licensed clinical psychologist. So again, AI is clocking. No shade, because again, I want it to be objective. Her professional background breaks down into the following key contexts. You have the academic credentials. Let me remove this banner so I can see everything real quick. Her degree earned is that she graduated with a degree in psychology from Lincoln University, a historic HBCU in Pennsylvania. And the timeline is that she completed her 4-year undergraduate program and officially graduated on May 3rd of 2026. So she just recently graduated. So again, congratulations to BubzZz Star, Miss Fairy Puss, baby mother Fairy Puss, doing the damn thing as far as education is concerned. Now, as far as the professional experience, psychiatric counselor roles. Prior to and during her time completing her degree, Star worked practically as a frontline psychiatric counselor. In the mental health industry, the title typically refers to staff members who work directly in residential facilities, Girl, I should have ate an apple or something, bitch. The Andrew Caldwell shit trying to kick on me, girl. Inpatient psychiatric wards or community health clinics assisting patients, running day-to-day group activities, and tracking patient behavior. Her drive to enter this field was heavily influenced by her personal experiences with childhood trauma and her own recovery journey. So when we talk about Miss Blair White talking about, oh, well, these trans girls need to heal, these trans girls need to heal, baby, Miss BubzZz Star not only healed, girl, but was able to help other hoes heal. Again, an excellent candidate to take the place of these other bitches that y'all feel are fucking up the queer community. Here's somebody that's gonna actually clean it the fuck up and has the credentials for that. Now, as far as the psychologist title in social media. I know I fucked that up, but it is what it is. Y'all can see it. In her social media bio, such as Fairy Puss Instagram, she humorously refers to herself with terms like psycho, semi-psychic, psychologist. Girl, the word is psychologist, girl. Why have an Amberlynn moment, girl? It's psychologist. I had an Amberlynn moment and pronounced it a different way. What is going on? It is worth noting that while she holds a psychology degree, practicing legally as a licensed clinical psychologist requires a doctoral degree, PhD or a PsyD, okay, and state licensure. Star operates primarily as a cultural commentator and digital entertainer who applies her psychological background and counseling experiences to public analysis. Her lived experience as a Black trans woman navigating the healthcare system additionally heavily informs the mental health resources and systemic critiques she shares on platforms like, again, the Marsha's Plate podcast that I would ask that you guys go ahead and support. And speaking of Marsha's Plate, we have Diamond Styles, who I remember so fondly as No Choking, girl. Let me get on camera real quick, girl, and give these roses, girl. I remember back in the day, girl, when she was on YouTube, girl, and she had on this goddamn Catwoman leather outfit and had this big ass motherfucking shotgun, black shotgun, girl and shit. And she would tell all her stories and her experiences and her hanging out with Much Love from KY, if I'm not mistaken, girl. And it's just, oh, that's Jahira, I think. I don't think it was her. I'm thinking of Jahira Balenciaga, my bad. Strike that from the record. I stand corrected. But just, I remember watching her back in the day, and it's beautiful to see her grow into the woman that she is today. But Diamond Styles is a prominent Black trans activist, media producer, and nonprofit leader. She has spent over 2 decades advocating for the queer community, specifically focusing on the visibility, leadership development, and safety of Black trans women. Okay? As far as more of those leadership roles are concerned, okay, she is executive director of Black Trans Women Inc. Okay, leads a national nonprofit dedicated to social advocacy and developing Black trans leaders. We also have media production. She is the creator of Marsha's Plate, a podcast exploring politics and pop culture from a Black trans feminist perspective. We have the advisory roles. She serves on the Harris County Queer Commission and boards for the Transgendered Law Center and A Call to Men, the Trailblazing Milestones. We have Legal Action, which is famously sued the Indianapolis public school system at age 17 to wear a dress to her prom, because bitch is my prom, girl. Y'all say this is supposed to be the best night of my life, bitch. Let me live my shit again. If y'all care about the children, bitch, and I'm damn near 17, about to be 18, girl, close to making my own decisions. I can't wear the dress, bitch. I didn't even get the titties yet, bitch. HBCU history. Became the first openly trans woman to attend Jackson State University. And then we have digital advocacy. Has utilized YouTube for over a decade to document and preserve trans history. So again, shout out to Diamond Styles, who again, another person who is an alternative. Then we have No Shade, girl, and I hate to say this, girl, no shade, because I ain't trying to play favorites, but girl, I love me some Hope Giselle. I love me, let me get on camera. I love me some Hope Giselle. And I really loved me some Hope Giselle back in the day when she was hot. It's not talking about physical, I'm talking about hot as far as, baby, she was on some militant-ish. And I feel like low-key she still is, but she's also navigating this world and even learning how to deal with her own ego, because as much as it, no shade, she would have every right to pop the fuck off, girl. She also understands the crown that she wears on her head and does her best to handle that, because she, no shade, is a person, to me, in a way that reclaims your power, to where it's like, bitch, fuck what you hoes think, ho, I'm here. I'm here. Whether you want me to be or not, I'm here. If you got a problem with me being here, bitch, talk to God. and ask God why it allowed me to be here and still live. Why not take me out? So yeah, I think I need to talk. Y'all talk to the wrong person. And I remember watching her videos before I started my BubzDaGawd channel, and just the passion. That's what we need, more of that passion, because we not passionate enough about our own life experience and how we play this entire game of trying to prove something to other people all the damn time, girl. At this point, girl, we gonna live our life and do what we do, bitch. And Hope Giselle has beautifully grown. And hell, even in her past life, she was fine as hell. You kidding me? Baby, when Hope Giselle was a twinkle in the future's eye, girl, the person that they were, the life they experienced before them, that just like a snake, they shed its skin, girl, just like a, I don't want to use that analogy, girl. Strike that from the record, girl. Just like a caterpillar in a cocoon becoming a beautiful butterfly, girl. The whole process was beautiful. But let's get into Miss Hope Giselle. Hope Giselle Godsey. Because I's married now. She's married, girl. And I definitely want to see her documentary so bad. If there is a way that I can watch it, even if I have to pay for it, let me know, because I want to see it and low-key want to do a review on it. No shade. But she is a highly prominent, legitimate American advocate. Girl, I have to click on this because this live, I have to scroll here, girl, because it's blocking it off. Okay. Legitimate American activist, author, and diversity, equity, and inclusion consultant. Much like Bree, Fairypuss, she is a Black trans woman from the American South who rose to prominence by blending her lived experiences with institutional advocacy. However, her professional background leans into corporate consultancy, girl, all these words, public speaking, and national nonprofit leadership rather than clinical mental health. Okay. We have the academic credentials. Okay. Degrees earned. She graduated with both a Bachelor of Fine Arts, BFA, and a Master of Fine Arts, MFA, from Alabama State University, a historically Black university. We have historical first, girl. Let me go ahead and move myself out the way. She made history as the first openly trans woman to earn both undergraduate and graduate degrees from the university. Now, during her time there, she also co-founded the campus's very first queer student organization. Come on, GSA. Amir, didn't you create a GSA or was implemented in a GSA when you were younger? Before Miss Trunchbull threw you in that chokey, girl? We have professional... This is why I should have read this shit beforehand, because I'm speed reading this, cold reading this, and it is what it is, girl. Professional certifications. To ground her institutional consulting work, she obtained professional human resources and equity credentials through Harvard University and the Society for Human Resource Management, SHRM. Let's continue. Her professional experience and activism. Executive and organizational leadership. She serves as the executive director of the National Trans Visibility March and is the founder of the Allow Me movement, a nonprofit organization dedicated to fostering the personal and professional growth of young queer people of color. She also operates as the training director for the corporate inclusivity firm Get Fluid. Corporate and government consulting. Her professional credentials are an inclusive specialist. Her professional credentials as an inclusion specialist, have led her to I have to make this bigger because, girl, this is too small for me. There we go. I need something bigger. Thank you. Her professional credentials as an inclusion specialist have led her to contract directly with major entities, including training initiatives from the Human Rights Campaign, HRC, corporate boards, and even educational human rights sessions for NASA. Her literary work. Giselle is a 2-time best-selling author. Her published books, include Becoming Hope, Removing the Disguise, and Until I Met Black Men, both of which dissect the intersections of race, gender, and Southern identity. And then we have media and public speaking. She frequently serves as a national keynote speaker, host of the podcast Can We Talk, and was notably the first Black trans woman invited to speak at the 60th March on Washington. Are we going to move forward to the next slide? That's the last one. Oh, that's the last slide. Okay, shoot, no shade. So, again, let me exit out of this. Again, the stage, girl. So, again, Amir, my nigga, we have some solutions here. We have some solutions. So, yes, for Miss Mamas that was doing a dissection at Disney World, girl, put her ass on ice. Let her chill. Like you said, chilling on the bench, time out. Miss Mama's a drag queen, girl, with this Mattel shit, or whatever the hell it is, girl, going on with the lawsuit, girl. Put her ass on ice. We didn't ask her to be here anyway. She doesn't even go here, girl. The fuck? And Miss Dulvaney, or whatever her name is, girl, with the face on the damn can, girl, put her ass on ice. And until they can, quote unquote, help the community in the way that you believe, Amir, using your perspective, again, we have an alternatives, girl. And we got T.S. Madison. I forgot to do T.S. Madison. That is horrible, bitch. I would not do that, girl. We gonna honor T.S. Madison, bitch. I don't give a fuck, girl. Because I would be a fool not to honor her. Hold on, bitch. This image file real quick. We need T.S. Madison on the screen, girl, because how dare I do mother like that, girl. I was trying to rush for this shit. We got T.S. Madison. Boom. Looking all luscious and stuff. Hold on. Let me give a rundown of T.S. Madison, even though T.S. Madison at first didn't ask to be an activist, girl, but because, again, she understands community and she's always been about that, girl, she leaned into that. No shade. And after T.S. Madison, there is another woman that I want to mention now that I'm thinking about it. And I'm so mad that it slipped my mind. And to this person, please charge it to my head, not my heart. No shade. But let's look at T.S. Madison real quick. Girl. T.S. Madison, girl, is a groundbreaking entertainer, entrepreneur, and career activist. Rising to prominence as a viral internet personality and media pioneer, she has shattered multiple historical barriers for Black trans women in the entertainment industry. Let's talk about television and reality. She was the first Black trans star and executive producer. She debuted her own WeTV reality series, The T.S. Madison Experience, making history globally. She's also RuPaul's Drag Race judge, okay? Joined as a rotating guest judge in season 13 and 14 and became a main permanent fixture on the judges panel starting in season 15. Then we got film and acting, girl. Major motion pictures, girl, landed notable acting roles in major releases such as Zola as Hollywood and Universal's Bros as Angela and The Perfect Find as Greta. Television roles, appeared in reoccurring and guest roles on shows like The Miss Pat Show, Hush, and Beauty in Black. We got music and awards, girl. Grammy certification. Her voice was sampled on Beyonce's track Cozy. Interesting, Amir. You didn't know that, bitch? From the Renaissance album, earning Madison a Grammy participation certificate for Album of the Year. We then have the Emmy Award, okay? As a main judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, she was part of the team that won the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Reality Competition Program. We have the music career, released her debut album, The New Supreme, in 2014, and collaborated with prominent artists like RuPaul and Tydra Call, girl. And lastly, we have activism and philanthropy. T.S. Madison Starter House, okay? As much as y'all hoes believe there's some shicey shit going on, bitch, do your research. Opened a re-entry and transitional housing facility in Atlanta dedicated to formerly incarcerated Black trans women. The facility provides housing, healthcare, and business workshops. Then we have honorary recognition. served as the Grand Marshal for the 2022 NYC Pride Parade, and was named the Miss Major Pioneer of the Year by Black and Iconic in 2026. So this is recently. An influencer accolades, named in Out Magazine's top 100 most influential queer people, and received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2016 Transgender Erotica Awards, girl. So just like how some of y'all pastors and reverends and deacons were once whores and unalivers, girl, and pimps and fuck niggas, girl, and gave their life to Christ and transformed it, T.S. Madison did the exact same thing and showed trans women, baby, there is ways to get to the bag without selling your damn body or having to be a sex worker. And lastly, girl, I don't have a picture of them, which I am so upset about. But me and CTV were grateful to have an individual by the name, if I can find them. No, so on what latest? By the name of Brielle Giselle Roundtree. Now, I'm going to see what AI says about Miss Brielle. Give me 1 second. Make sure I hit that like button. Brielle Giselle Roundtree. Okay, this is from Cosmopolitan. Okay. Brielle Roundtree. Brielle Roundtree is the founder and facilitator of the Bridging the Gap Book Club. Matter of fact, I don't feel right not having her on the screen. Give me a second, girl. I have to do justice. 1 second. I have to do this right. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me a second, y'all. It's only a small picture. They ain't got no big picture of her. I'm so upset. Well, I guess I want to use this one because it's more professional, but it's gonna be so damn small. What about this one? Okay, give me a second, y'all. It's gonna be so small, I think. Here. This is Brielle Roundtree. Brielle Roundtree is the founder and facilitator of the Bridging the Gap Book Club and domestic and intimate partner violence coordinator at Trans Lifeline. The DIPV services are now available on Trans Lifeline's peer support and crisis hotline, the only service of its kind staffed entirely by trans operators. So you have people who have experienced and have survived the shit that many people are going to fucking go through today in Trump's America, girl. So again, you have people out here that's doing the work, and she came through on the live on CTV's last night to be able to share more of what she does, and we'll be seeing more of her on CTV's platform. And I want to make sure that I threw her in there as well. But Amir, again, my nigga, there goes some solutions for you. So again, let's not just talk about the shit. Let's also speak about solutions. And I am like so ready for you to gag us, to show us again what a family-friendly Pride event actually looks like. Are we going to see it? Are we going to see you be accountable? Are we going to see you be the change that you wish to seek? Are you going to be the one that's going to be able to find the middle ground for all these other people who are desperate to find some sort of grounding? And if so, show us. But that's it. But anyway, I thank y'all so much for watching this live. I really appreciate it. Please make sure you hit the like button because it helps the channel to grow on the algorithms. Okay, we're over 12,000 subscribers on the road to whatever is next. All right. If you want to contribute to that subscription growth, you can definitely hit that subscribe button as well as notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all of my content, whether it's live or edited. If there's anything I've said in my live or any of my content on YouTube that you agree with or disagree with, you want to read me, throw pejoratives, you want to give me accolades, whatever the case may be, you can definitely do that. I give you full free promotion. Like, no shade. You have the freedom to do what you want as far as your speech is concerned, right? You have freedom of speech, so you can say what you want to say. The only thing that I ask is that you just tag me at it, BubzDaGawd, so I know that it's real. Okay? And no shade, if you feel compelled, you can definitely hit that Cash App at the bottom of the screen, $ Conscious TV. That's Conscious with a Z. Make sure in the note you leave for BubzDaGawd, because if you don't, Miss Mama's gonna spend it on Subway or some shit. Okay? Or you can definitely give to me, girl, by hitting my PayPal link, which is paypal.me/BubzDaGawd. Or if you feel compelled, you can definitely hit me up with the super chat, girl. No shade. Again, shout out to T for T for that super chat that literally gagged me, and it proved to me that the universe is working in my favor. And I'm going to keep leaning into that. And one thing that Amir said that is true is that, yes, you will get through it if you believe in yourself. But the part that Amir is missing, girl, is the fact that our job as people that have made it is to help those who are coming behind us to have an easier job. And you're fighting against that easier job. I mean, what these other people in the past did was for your black ass. Bruh. It seems like you've forgotten where you came from. But anyway, thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. Shout out to y'all being in the live. Shout out to Significant. Shout out to T for T in the building. Shout out to Parker Boy in the building. A true Libra in the building. Shout out to Queen Deshawn. Well, not Queen Deshawn, but shout out to Deshawn in the building. Shout out again to T for T for that amazing super chat. Shout out to the Objectivist podcast in the building. Shout out to, of course, Faith is the Substance. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to her as well on her platform. Shout out to DJ The Truth TV. Shout out to Queen Spicy. I think that was everybody. Yeah, and Deshaun talking about he taking a shower. He about to say, how is a shower delicious? That sounds like something the big back fupa niggas would say. A shower is delicious. Girl, get away from me with that shit. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, everybody, peace. Where's my outro? Do I have the outro here? I ain't even got the damn outro. Damn. Give me 1 second, y'all, because we about to be out. No shit, because I still got to work out after this. Lord Jesus. Anyway, we out. Until next time, shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to those in the bushes. Shout out to all of y'all. And I'm out. Peace.
I can be anything I choose in this round. We are a sound vibration too deep to tell. Just so you know, I'm the best in the motherfucking world.
Not Deshaun loves a hot shower. Let's take a shower.